Damn it! Sorry, guys. I lost my composure out there. I'm an idiot.
Frankie, don't worry about it, all right? We're going to make those points up, I promise you that. And your skin's going to grow back, too.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Okay, now how many events do we actually have left here?
One. Frank's accident definitely set us back, but if we pass athletics, we're in, so...
Come on, all right, everybody. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We've made a great effort so far. Let's just keep it up.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure! We've come too far! There's too much to lose! It's not just... Keep our composure!
While the devil's dipping at your heels and this time it's for real. A lonely hunger starts and all you watch away the fate of another desperate dead end day forever filled with sadness. You forget about the pain. You take your ball, drink your grain, singing hail, hail, the gang's all here. Leave your worries at the door, they're not going anywhere. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. When the going gets tough, I know my friends will still be there. Where you're walking down the road and the wind is in your face. You're down and out of the unemployment lines a mile long. The money in your pocket may not get you through the day, but cheer up, son, I know a place where mugs like us belong. Singing hail, hail, the gang's all here. Leave your worries at the door, they're not going anywhere. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. When the going gets tough, I know my friends will still be there. Pick your heart up off the ground, I'm sure it weighs a ton. You're no better or no worse than any mother's son. Though you're up against all odds and you're backed against the wall, you recall the cheer, the gang's all here and shout. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. Leave your worries at the door, they're not going anywhere. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. When the going gets tough, I know my friends will still be there. Hail,
Wednesday, May 9th, 2007, just 6 short days ago.
And I want you to go to the hospital and have that heart checked.
I should. I really am thinking I should go.
Do you believe that we're even having this conversation where he's thinking he should go? He worries all the time, right? And what do I tell him? Don't worry. Don't worry. This time, he's literally having chest pains for how long now? 24 hours?
Yeah.
So I say, go to the hospital. Go, all right, if you're afraid to go to the hospital, call your doctor. Ask him. The doctor will back me up on this one. Again, nothing from him. Now he spends half his time wondering if the building's upside down or if someone's running gas through the oxygen here. That stuff he worries about.
This has been going on for a day. Go to the doctor.
You didn't see him yesterday when he was holding his chest during the show and how many discussions we were having?
Yeah, and I remember I asked you a couple times, you were okay? You said you were okay, but if this is a day of chest pains, man, I mean, Fez, I'm scared for you. I'm scared for you. Please go.
Why not do the things that you're supposed to do? Then this is what he does. Yesterday at dinner, he goes, I'll have a turkey sandwich with mustard. Like I am the one sitting there watching over him. I know the way you've eaten for the past year.
I know.
Now, as you're having a heart attack, you think a turkey sandwich with mustard is going to save you.
Try to fix it all in one day.
I don't get you, Fez. I'm going to tell you the truth. I went home and I actually talked to Billy Staples about it.
Really?
Yeah.
What did Staples have to say about it?
He was freaked out. Everybody who knows you is freaked out by your behavior right now.
All right, I'm going to go.
When are you going to go?
Should I go now?
Go anytime you want.
All right, I'll go now. Will someone come with me?
I'll go with you. Who do you want?
It doesn't matter. But I'd like to. Is it okay? I'd like to just get a cab and go over to that hospital I went to before.
Do whatever you want to do.
Because I'm comfortable with that.
I don't care where you go. What am I going to pick your hospital? I don't know anything about this. Who do you want? You got Pitsy, you got Dave, you got Earl.
I'll go with Pitts.
Shit.
Why, you want a Pitsy?
Well, I just need somebody on the air, and that...
I'll take... Oh, you're right. I'm going to take Earl.
Earl, you want to go over to the hospital?
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Day
I'll
off
take
for you,
Earl.
right?
No, I mean, that's hardly a day off. I'm so concerned right now, Fez. I really am. I want you to be better.
All right. Dress in all white and go in like you're his orderly. Where do you feel the pain?
Right here in the center. Right in the center of my... And it kind of goes through to my back.
That's what happened last year, right?
Yeah.
Why do you say it like, yeah, like, oh, that's an odd coincidence?
Well, I had more to it last time when it happened.
All right, Pitsy, you okay to run that?
Can you stand in for Earl?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Or is it better to send Pitsy because Earl's no good to you? I don't know which to do.
Let me take Earl.
You sure?
Let me do something for the show today, since I'm not going to be here. Let me take Earl.
Do you have anything you need to do? Oh, we have that other guest coming in.
Yes, but I have faith in my guys.
Wow. All right. All right, Dave, you flip over and you come this way. And let's put the kid over on the phones.
Okay.
You all right?
No, not now.
Now, what are you
You'll
upset
be okay,
about?
Fez.
Then I'm going to the hospital.
You'll be okay.
But you're going to the hospital for a good reason, to go get checked out.
Right.
It'll ease your whatever worries you have. You'll be eased today.
Okay.
Why, do you think it's a bad thing to go?
No, it's not a bad thing to go.
What is it?
It's just going through it again.
Right, but you're having the pains, right? Do you think you're having the pains?
Yeah.
Then you got to go.
Right. Okay.
All right, here's the thing. Earl's going to make this special Fez Day. You're going to get to do a lot of other things. There's going to be, look at me, there's going to be good stuff happening.
You're going to be okay.
And Earl's going to be in touch with me. If you need me, I'll be over there.
Okay.
Wait, Lennox? The Lennox one?
I think it's 77th.
You all right?
And Bark, yeah.
But here's the thing, brother. Look at me. I don't want you to get more upset by going.
Right.
I want you to calm down and think if anything is wrong, maybe nothing's wrong. But if anything is wrong, you're going to the right place.
Right. Okay. I'm going.
All right, buddy.
I love you.
I love you, too. Come here. Yep, just 6 days ago, there's Fez Whatley on his way to the hospital. Big announcement today now, 6 days later. Fez Whatley is back!
Hiya, buddy!
Yes, with a brand new stent.
That's me. Back from the dead, second time.
Wow. Do you think this is too soon, Fezzy, to be coming wandering in here?
No, I don't think so. If it hurts again, I'll just go back to the hospital like I always do. I won't argue next time.
You know, I'm going to talk to Elo. There could be a possibility that we could put a studio in that hospital, have you all locked up, and whenever, we just see the little beep thing take off, you get another stent.
At the very least, a secret tunnel from the studio to Lenox Hill Hospital.
Channel. A channel, if you will.
Please.
Fez Whatley is back, and he's back in black. Whose return was that? Who yelled that? Somebody when he came back to wrestling.
Yeah.
Was
that Undertaker?
No, I think it might have been. Was it Sting?
I think, yeah, that's right, it was Sting.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden he was no longer Sting, he was the Crow. Brilliant.
You should come back as the Crow. And like Fez Whatley's gone, but every once in a while I look up in the rafters and the Crow's up there.
Just with the really thick white makeup, which was my face 6 days ago.
Yeah, man, that was pretty scary again.
When I get clogged up, apparently it takes all the color out of my face, and there isn't a nurse in the hospital that doesn't want to point it out. You're gray. You're so gray.
Look at me just like laughing at every little thing. Like, everything's great.
Keep him amused.
Yeah, everything's happy.
Or he clogs.
No, it was, again, spooky. I'm looking at your arms. You bruise like an old lady.
Oh, yeah. Well, just filled with blood thinners.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Is that what that does for? Is that what that is?
Yeah, if I don't bruise, then I clot.
Yeah.
And then it goes to my heart and gets stuck in a stent.
Here's what we'll do. Every morning I'll pinch you. Every morning I'll pinch your bruise, so I know you're safe.
You should see my groin.
What? See, it's all I've ever wanted to do. Why do you think I've kept you around all these years, hoping one night you're drunk? Finally, I get to take a gander at it. It's been, I can't tell you how awful the show is without you. We have an awful staff. They're unable to pick up the ball at all. And what I'd like to do, I give you a day or two, and then we fire all these guys, and we clean it out. We start fresh with, this time, professionals.
Oh, I like that idea.
Professional broadcasters.
I had such a great nursing staff while I was
you really?
in the hospital. I mean, they were all just great and so nice and sweet to me.
Boy, you know that you're at the end of death when you think the nurses are great.
And they were so on point and doing their job so well. I'm like, have any of you studied broadcasting?
Now, let's go over this. So you started to feel chest pains what day? The first day we saw you grabbing your chest.
Was it Monday or Tuesday? I think it was Monday.
I think it was Monday you kind of started to grab your chest. By Tuesday night, after the Free FM show, we even started having words because I'm going like, Fez, you're holding your chest. We went through this a year and a half ago, and you dug the heels in and wouldn't go to the hospital. I was just curious why, knowing your history, on Monday, or especially even by Tuesday, did you not go, this is my chest, I better go over and have this looked at?
Because even though it was like right in the same spot, it wasn't as severe as the heart attack pain.
I understand, but that would be a good thing, like I haven't had the heart attack yet. Because you didn't have a heart attack, right?
Right, yeah. I just had an blockage, 80%.
All right, so 80%? It's dripping.
Right.
It's dripping blood. So you go over, you leave here with Earl. Let's not even get into the Earl stuff now.
Earl. This is the first time I have seen Earl since the cab ride to the emergency room.
I know that he didn't visit. I know he also didn't call. But I want to just say that's his guilt. Do not take that personal. He is guilty, and he runs. He's a runner.
Sure.
Earl. Yeah. So he's been living underground in a white suit so nobody would recognize him and a big rose on it. So you get over there, your EKG goes fine.
Yeah, the EKG looked good.
So at that point, you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But they decide to keep you.
So then they start running blood on me.
Yeah.
Drawing blood.
The secondary test, more or less, right?
Right, yeah. So that's got to be... So now I know I'm stuck... When they start drawing blood...
Right.
And looking at what they call the cardiac enzymes...
Yeah.
I know I'm in there for a good day.
Now, at that point, I'm saying to people, hey, he passed the EKG... They're doing some blood tests. They just want to make sure everything's good. And I'm going like this. And I'm glad. Let him go in there and make sure he gets a clean bill of health. Then he comes back. He won't be nervous. So at that point, like a moron, I think that we're living in Fat City and everything's okay and we don't have nothing to worry about.
Me too. And I'm like, all right, now, you know what? This is just some sort of indigestion.
Right.
Maybe a back spasm again, something like that.
Because that was the other scary thing. You were saying it was your chest into your back.
Right.
Which you think, to most people, particularly ones that had a heart attack before, red flag, I better get this checked out.
Yeah, well, now, also, I had a back spasm before that I thought was another heart attack. So it's gone both ways on me here.
Well, you're known to do that. So, at what point do they say, wait, I don't like the way this looks?
So they're checking the enzymes. So like, let's keep you and watch you another night. Then my doctor, my cardiologist, shows up at the hospital.
Vinny Bombats, everybody knows him. That's the one who seems a little young.
Yeah.
You've got to stop it with the teen doctors. I want you to have a little snow on the roof, every doctor.
So when Doogie gets there, he wants to order...
Are you trying to save money with the doctors and pay them per hour?
All I know is that the practice I go to, his name is Last.
Oh, jeez. All right.
So
he's and Sons.
Yeah, exactly. So I go... So he orders more tests. He wants a nuclear stress test, where they're running the nucleus.
So that's above and beyond even the secondary test. Now we're into the third test, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So I get that.
And you're hating everything.
Oh, just hating everything. And they're just sticking my arm every 2 seconds.
Right.
They're pricking my finger for blood sugar because I'm diabetic.
That's better than fingering your prick. And that's an old George Carlin joke, and it still works to this day, 30 years after.
So I'm just getting everything done to me. So they put me on the treadmill, and then they also do the thing where they put me kind of like in the MRI.
All right. Now, I want to know this. How did you do on the treadmill? Because you haven't walked in a year and a half.
That wasn't good.
Yeah.
I was a little winded.
And it's not so much that you haven't done the food thing, which you haven't, but you really have done none of the exercise stuff in a year and a half.
Right, yeah.
You just didn't like the feel of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now nuke juice and MRI.
Yeah, so I get that done where they're taking a total 360, almost like 3D picture of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, all right, this will show that, and at this point, my doctor's saying, well, I think we're looking at acid reflux here. And we're going to have to put you on the little purple pill, the Nexium.
Were you still having pain?
The pain had let up a lot. So I think some blood got through that blockage. So I'm sitting, they send me back to my room, and I'm just waiting hours and hours to find out what went on with the stress test. And I'm thinking, I'm getting ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking,
any minute, right.
Yeah, he's going to give me the antacid. I'm going to get the big Tums and just be able to get out of here. So he comes in and says to me, we found something. Which, yes, to me.
It must have just stopped time for you.
Right, exactly. So
we found something wrong with your heart.
And they're really looking.
What kind of news is that to get?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, and they're looking everywhere.
Yeah, and they checked the old stent, and the first stent, stent number 1, my older child, is, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's clear, it's good.
Because normally a lot of these things have been just shooting out of people's chests like bullets.
Yeah, they're little time bombs that get put in there.
That's a nice way to think about it.
Right. So he goes, we found something on the other side of the heart. Because the first one went in the back of the heart.
Yeah.
This was in the front of the heart.
Should be easier to see.
Yeah. So he goes, and it's a branch off of an artery. There's a spot there. We have to go in and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So now...
So it's part of the artery, but it's a branch.
Right.
I don't know how the heart
branch
works.
office.
Yeah.
So they have to go in with the catheterization. The angiogram is what they call it, where they shoot the little line up through my groin into my arteries and check everything out. So it gets progressively worse as I go. So because then they're saying, all right, we think it's going to be nothing, but here's a spot that we saw that looked weird on the MRI, so we're going to look at that. So then I'm hearing, well, it may even be, if it is clogged, it's probably even too small to open up with an angioplasty. Mm-hmm. And we'll just have to live with it and treat it with nitro pills.
Right. This is the x-ray that you have here.
Right.
You see the heart, and that is where the doctor says, that looks like a toy truck. Have you been chewing on your toys?
I don't know what happens in my sleep.
Here's what I want, Dave, in the future. Take the cereal boxes and make sure there's no small toys.
Will do.
And get rid of them, because you're eating those. All right, so they find... So that's nerve-wracking, and they're ready to rock you.
Right. So then I have to wait another day. So now I think I'm up to Friday, where they're going to do the angiogram, go in through my groin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the operating room, and it turns out that it's not a little branch. It's something, as they put it, a much more crucial part of the heart, a much more serious... The blockage was much more serious than they anticipated when they first looked at it.
Okay.
So it just keeps getting worse and everything.
And this is why you're on the table?
Yeah.
So while you're on the table, they're telling you this looks worse?
Yeah.
And what is your condition now? I mean, you're just...
At that point, they've already gone in through my groin.
Yeah.
And and it was just killing me. I mean, I never felt pain like that before. I didn't feel it the first time they did it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to feel pain.
Yeah, I didn't feel a thing the first time they did it. And every time he would try to thread it through again, I would just scream out loud. And so they
Give me an example of how loud you screamed. Oh, Jesus Christ. So this guy's trying to do hard stuff.
Right.
You're awake and you're yelling like that in his face.
Yeah.
And he's just a kid. So he's already nervous.
That's
the first time he's ever done it.
That's my cardiologist.
Oh, okay.
So, and they're like giving me more and more sedation because I can't handle the pain. And now they're just trying to knock me out. So I go out for a little bit on the table. I remember that. And I remember coming to and...
You faint it? Or
No,
you passed out?
I just went out. I went to sleep.
What kind of drugs were you taking?
I can't remember. It was something with a B that they were calling it. And they were asking, can he have some more of it? And they were like, putting it in my IV bag.
Because it was hurting and you shouldn't have been hurting.
Exactly.
Okay. So you pass out, you wake back up, you're still there.
I'm still on the table. It's not done.
Yeah. Instead of waking up in your room going, that was really weird the way you want to.
Yeah. So I'm still on the cold, steely operating room table, naked.
Now, they need to keep you awake for some reason, right? Why don't they knock you out for these things?
I'm not...
Because everybody's always awake for these.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's just because if they're working on the heart, they don't want to put you out under a general anesthetic. It's dangerous enough what they're doing.
I see.
So don't put them out all the way.
Okay.
So I come to, and I start... I'm getting sick from the sedation medicine, from the sedative. So, and I'm telling him, I go, I'm really nauseous. I'm really, really bad nauseous.
Well.
And the doctor, the guy who's doing the procedure, says to me, Fez, I need 5 minutes to put the stent in. Can you give me 5 minutes? And I swear to you, I'm done. And I'm like, I'm getting a stent? That's when I'm like, oh God, we're back to another stent. That's when I found out that happy news.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just getting sicker, and the room is spinning, and he's like, and I'm trying to hold on, and then I hear, I need 2 more minutes. But the surgical nurses, the operating room girls, they know I can't hold it. They go get this giant bedpan for me, this big bucket. Mm-hmm. So they're holding it next up to me, so I can just kind of lean over to the side and puke.
Mm-hmm.
I projectile vomit past this pan and hit the surgical nurse right in the chest.
God.
And it goes everywhere. And I just hear her go,
I hate this guy.
I hate this guy. I hate this job. I hate this hospital.
Why did I go to college so long to be puked on?
Yeah. So they finally, they got me calmed down, I guess. I think I only puked once. They got the stent placed, obviously.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was just hell on wheels, the show I put on. Because then I couldn't stop puking.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get me, they had to wait to get me off the table, and I'm puking on the gurney that they're moving me back to recovery in. So then they got really concerned, because apparently I was kind of unresponsive while they were talking to me. I remember them talking to me,
right,
and me just being so out of it, I couldn't talk back to them. And then they said I heard them talking about my throat and my neck and my back. Apparently this all lit up. It all got bright red and swollen.
Like you do sometimes when you're nervous.
Right, yeah. So
sometimes when he's nervous, it looks like you got scratched by a cat. It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it shows up mostly on the right side.
Yeah, I know. I see it every once in a while when I know you're not having fun.
So, yeah, my hives show up. And then it's...
that freaked them out because they weren't used to it.
Right. Then they were getting rid. Then I became that patient that is the reason why people hate to go to hospitals.
Right.
That person that down the hall from the person you're visiting,
mm-hmm,
who's just retching and dry heaving and moaning and can't shut up.
Right.
And you can hear him all the way down the floor. I became that guy.
Mm-hmm. Became or have always been, but finally now you're realizing it.
Really had an excuse to showcase it. Then came the diarrhea,
mm-hmm,
where I shit the recovery room bed not once, not twice, 3 times. They were putting a little bedpan up to my ass, which was getting overflowed every single time. And I just lost all bowel control. I had no idea it was happening. Until, the sound and the smell would hit me.
They are going to take you to the vet next time because the puking, the shitting, the shaking is what happens to a dog on the operating table, not to a human.
It was so...
I don't know of a drug that makes you shit yourself. You wouldn't think that they would give it out.
Yeah, it doesn't help anything, especially, in recovery or on the operating room table. So, and then every time, and then I would puke and I would shit again because just the convulsions of puking would unlock my bowels one more time.
Maybe it's me, but I would have rather died on the table than have this on my permanent record.
I thought I was going. At one point I thought, all right, I'm just going to go to the light here because I'm never going to stop puking. It's just never going to stop.
Yeah, that's sick when you feel like that. I cannot, you have to be allergic to this drug because no sedative makes you throw up and shit. Why would they ever give it out?
Yeah.
You know, they wouldn't be able to hand down. We didn't know exactly what happened, but your doctor came out to talk to, and this is why we were on the air. So my chick and your brother Travis were there, and he was saying to them, he's something else, isn't he?
I mean,
is he always that tightly wound? And they're like, why? And they go, he put on some act in there. And they're all just like, well, you know, I don't know. Is he okay? Like, they didn't want to hear the details.
Yeah, I don't think they minded the puking and crapping as much as they did. You know, they just didn't believe me when I was saying that the catheter hurt so bad.
Yeah, because that's something that doesn't happen, right?
It's not supposed to happen. And here's the thing. They're going through arteries and stuff, and as they explained to me, arteries don't have nerves. You can't feel it. But he was jabbing.
But it did hurt you.
It was excruciating.
Could they have caught something else on the way in?
Well, then my doctor, when I talked to him afterwards, I told him about the hard time that I had.
Yeah.
You know, and he goes, there's a major nerve there, and sometimes they can clip that on the way in. He goes, that might have been what happened. He goes, but it usually doesn't happen. But I could feel, I mean, it goes in here, my groin, but I could feel it up here. You know, as it got high, every time he shoved it again, it felt like
that doesn't sound right, though. Like, if you hit a nerve, it should have happened as soon as it went in, right?
Right, yeah.
Not up in your gut somewhere.
Yeah, but I'm like, this thing is poking into my liver and intestine, something.
Let me ask you something. Could that be why you were puking and shitting and not the drug?
Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe they touched a magic button in there somewhere that just let the bowels loose.
Wow.
But it was a mess. Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with that guy, with the surgeon. Yeah, I did put on quite a show.
Well, your brother ended up having to give him another $800 out of his pocket.
What?
Just as, you know, to do the right thing. He goes, I know what you've been through, but look, here's $800. And he didn't even say 800. He said, here's something. He tucks it in his shirt. Let the guy count it later. I'm sure he was happy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it made him forget some of the problems he went through.
I can't imagine. I mean, and I was on the floor where you're right outside the operating room.
Yeah.
So, operating rooms.
Yeah.
So everybody's lined up, kind of like on the runway at JFK.
Yeah.
You know, to
and then
get
they
in
see
there.
you coming out.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, one side is people recovering, coming out. The other side of the room is people getting ready to go in.
They just run these things all the time.
Yeah, and I'm like, my guy couldn't possibly go back in there and try another one. I'm sure he's lost his nerve after me.
He's like, these things don't work. I've seen hell. Wow.
Yeah.
So now here we are. You're two stent Johnny.
Yeah.
You got a stent.
I got a stent in the front. I got a stent in the back.
And you can only get 4 possible stents.
I think so. Yeah. I think that's the rule.
Because there's only 4 arteries, right?
Right. And then they start bypassing you.
Or can't we just get a baboon heart now? Why, you know, we get the chance to find the baboon that we want.
It just totally feels like a Grinch heart in there. It feels like it's so small with just springs sticking out of it.
He actually came out and said to your brother, he said that your heart is like a bunch of wet dress socks with just hoses stuck to it. Which, I don't know what the heart's supposed to look like, but that doesn't seem good.
No, it can't be good. So, and then I didn't know they left they were so worried about me, they left the catheterization needle in. So, in case they had to go back in for whatever reason. So, I go back to my room. I can't understand why my groin is still hurting so bad. I still had that needle left in me.
Oh, my God.
Still poking me. And then that was a 20-minute ordeal later that night, in the middle of the night, or later that night, when they were trying to get it out.
Jesus.
That took 20 minutes to work that thing out of my groin. Didn't that hurt again? Oh, that was amazing. Because I guess they said it goes into an artery. So they have to put pressure there to clot everything. So if they just pull it out, that artery's going to start bleeding. So they got to apply pressure to make sure that clots and doesn't keep bleeding. And it takes 20 minutes of a guy named Kenny pushing on my groin.
Which normally is a good thing, a guy named Kenny pushing on your groin.
Sure, on the east side for those prices, that's great.
And normally that wouldn't take 20 minutes. Wow. So that is just wild.
Yeah. So now they're telling me cardiac rehab.
Yeah, right.
You know, and I got a book on stents that they bring me, and it's the whole thing all over again.
You really are back to go.
Yeah.
Starting this thing from scratch.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, even though I didn't have a heart attack, which would have laid me up a little bit longer, but yeah, it basically is all the same stuff again.
Did they give you any idea of how long it would have been before you would have had the heart attack if they didn't catch this?
No, I got to go see the cardiologist next week.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday. And when he was discharging me, he says, we're going to go over everything.
Yeah.
And find out how this happened.
Well, I will tell you this. If I see you touch your left-hand pocket, I'm calling you doctor. I will never wait. Last year we waited too long. This year it felt like it was too long, not as long as last year. Now, I have got somebody eyeballing you at all time. If they see you scratch a nipple, we are calling an ambulance.
Or long blinks. Because that was another telltale sign. The last couple of weeks, he would...
Long blinks?
Yeah, this is what you would do.
Not only do you grab your chest, but then you blink really exaggeratedly, like a 3-5 second blink, and it looks like you're almost going to pass out, so we got to watch out for that.
Well, they kept asking me, what were you doing when the pain started?
Yeah.
You know, and they're expecting to hear kayaking, rock climbing. I'm like, I was sitting at the, console. I was on the air when it started hurting.
But
I was sitting down.
Yeah, but that was the first time it started hurting on Monday?
Yeah, it started hurting, yeah. It was like a dull ache, like I said, and then I would get these really sharp pains.
Yeah.
And then those kind of subsided, but I still had the original pain. Is what, finally made me go.
One of my ideas is this. We find that ribs are no longer a side dish. We say to ourselves, ribs are not a side dish. And I've been going over this in my head. I know that we eat terrible, but you just got checked out like a year ago, right?
Last August.
You should have been able to eat cement for a year without it clogging up. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
A, this has got to be the genetic thing, which you should sue your father for giving you a faulty heart.
If he had anything, I'd take it.
What a terrible thing to say.
Seriously. I would be suing myself.
In my opinion, that's doubly mean.
Oh,
and that's part of, I think, attitude. I think you have got to stop thinking as hate as being a normal way of view life.
I see, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't know where to go, but I really do think this time we got to pay attention.
Right, yeah. It's a third chance, really. And when you think about it, I was adding them up. I'm going, all right, being born, that's a first chance, I guess. That's a heart attack, second chance in life.
Yeah.
This is a third chance. Yeah, I'm just going to fix things, I guess. I don't know how or where or when, but...
But the doctor also said that the stress thing, because he saw how nervous you are doing this stuff compared to and he's like, this is what hurts, that you cannot worry all the time.
Yeah, he told me as he was checking me out, he goes, we have to do anti-anxiety drugs. He goes, we just have to. He goes, because he brought up everything you said.
Yeah.
The hereditary.
Right.
He goes, I know this is genetic.
Right.
Just looking at it. He goes, but your stress. And he goes, putting on that weight didn't help, but but that's not even
that's not even as bad as the stress the doctor was saying.
Yeah.
But how do you say to someone, if you worry you'll die, wouldn't that person start to worry more?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it feels like, I swear to you, it feels like my heart is shrinking as we speak.
Now, why would that be?
I don't know. I mean, no, I just mentally, that's the picture of it. Like, it's getting, every time they go in there, it feels like they're taking another chunk out of it.
I see, like they're chipping it down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I got that dead spot from the first heart attack, so that's That's a percentage I'm not getting back.
I honestly wouldn't mind getting a transplant. And I was thinking, we find a young athlete, we kill him, and we take his heart. I mean, just some young buff, 4'3" in the 40.
Right.
Just really a first rounder. And we whack him and we dig that chest. Now, I don't know if I can do the operation myself, because I don't see your doctors being willing to do it.
No.
But I think I could get in there and patch it together decently.
Well, enough to get me to somebody,
And then what I'll try to do is just stick your old stent heart in his chest and make it seem like he had the heart attack.
He really slowed down, that top athlete.
How did he ever win there for a while?
That blue chipper.
All right, so this is good news.
Right,
because now you're back to it. I was thinking about this. You've been going through this period of, a little bit of stress, a lot of stress, some confusion. Maybe your blood wasn't pumping, right? Maybe you weren't getting the oxygen to your brain that was making you kind of even feel bad for no reason or, worry. Like, that can't be good for you. Not to have the blood flowing properly.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm blocked off and it's either not going to the lungs or the head or something, it's going to catch up to you.
They were, the nickname the nurses had for you was gravy blood, which I said, it's okay. I said to them, I called them all together. I go, it's okay to do, but not to his face.
Right.
I go, make sure it's behind his back when you start calling him gravy blood, because he's sensitive.
I thought that was the guy in the next room.
No, that was you.
The next bed.
Yeah. Didn't you see him pointing at you when they said it? I can't believe you're back here in less than a week. I thought you'd be off for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, well,
as long as it's not a heart attack first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, this they fixed. Like the heart attack, it actually does damage to the heart.
Right.
This got fixed before the damage got done.
Which is great.
I hope.
That's wonderful.
I think.
So really, this is as bad as it was, and it was terrible. This is still just a warning flare.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So everybody go to the hospital whenever you feel something in your chest.
He says that, but he doesn't believe. Because you didn't want to go through this experience.
No.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And I knew when I went that day that I was getting at least 24 hours.
Yeah.
Because I've been through this before. Because the blood work they got to do, it's like 3 or 4 different times they have to draw blood.
Mm-hmm.
Every certain amount of hours, every 6 hours they got to take it. And just keep comparing it.
Yeah.
So I knew I was getting a full day. Then when they kept me again, for a stress test the next day, and then they're like, all right, then we'll do an angiogram if we have to. That was the next day. It was just insane.
It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning.
And I was so uncomfortable in there. I could not sleep.
Were they giving you any meds to sleep?
No.
Because that'll just make you shit yourself.
Exactly. They know me.
Mr. Watley, time to take another shit pill. I'm going to put you in a baby pool.
Well, then they started scaring me. They're like, all right, so Friday afternoon I had the stent put in. They're talking to me Friday night that I can go home the next day and go home on Saturday, if everything checks out. But not until I piss. And I couldn't piss. They had that exterior, what they call a Texas catheter on me again.
Texas catheter?
That's what they call it. I had no idea. So it's this big, giant condom, big, thick rubber that they've glued to my dick because I still have the adhesive on me that I can't get off. And I'm supposed to piss in this tube into a bag because I'm not allowed out of bed. I'm not even allowed to sit up after the stent. So, and I can't piss. And the nurse comes in, she's checking, she's pressing on me, and she goes, your bladder's full, and you're not urinating. That's not good. And you're not going home if you're not urinating. So, I didn't know what to do at that point. And I'm pee shy, and I'm trying to force piss through this tube.
Just to get out of there.
Exactly, just anything, and my groin's killing me, and it's not working. Finally, they let me take the Texas catheter off. I had to remove that myself through the adhesive, and they brought me in a jug, and as soon as everyone was out of the way and I had a jug instead of a tube tied to me, I was able to fill that sucker.
The only way I can piss is a Texas catheter. That's the only way I'll travel now. If I drive to Florida, I'm wearing a Texas catheter.
And the old guy, and I'm in the heart unit, so everybody around me is, 75 plus, having the same problems and getting the same stents I am. The old guy next to me is ringing the nurse all night, asking for a Texas catheter. He knows the name somehow, and is asking for this thing to be put on his dick. Just bizarre.
Because he thought he'd piss himself during the night?
Yeah. He just didn't want to get up.
I don't blame him. Not when you have a Texas catheter. That's like getting up to do the TV when you got a remote. I would never fucking do it.
He had gotten a pacemaker put in and didn't feel, and was still leaking from the wound where they opened him up to put his pacemaker in.
So you got 2 more stents, a pacemaker. You got a long way to go before finally we start to worry.
Oh yeah, defibrillator. There's still a bypass surgery. There's all kinds of stuff they can still do to me.
You're a young man. You remind me of Tiger Woods when he already had 2 majors very, very early on, like when he was 21. We're all sitting around going, we have no idea how long he can go with this.
Yeah, I still have my whole cardiac life ahead of me.
Yeah.
Surgical-wise, anyway.
All right, the Ron and Fez Show, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Fezzy's back. And you're working the full schedule, Fez?
Yeah, I'm going to try to do the whole thing today.
You're just going to just stick with it, huh?
I'm going to play it by ear, but right now I feel, I'm good to go.
You don't want to do a thing where you come in and do an hour here and there, and we work you in, end of game, stuff like that?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Well, I'll tell you this.
As long as they told me not to sit around too long.
So what do? We do the show walking now?
I just got to.
A great idea I'm having.
I just have to get up every once and exercise the groin.
I'll have Pepper Hicks run after you with a boom mic. Well, you really could. You could take a cordless and just walk around out in the lobby, back and forth as you're pondering stuff. All right, here is. People want to talk to Fezzy. Fezzy's back. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. And let me say this. Welcome back, pal. It's a little spooky again.
It's good to be back, and it is unbelievable to get to see you.
Yeah, I know.
Because I know when I'm around you, I'm safe. I'm going to get emotional here.
You know that I'm ready to send you back to the hospital right now.
Right.
I want you to live in the hospital now. I want you to be the boy in the bubble.
I need a bubble.
Yeah.
I know, and I know who not to take with me to the hospital next time.
Let's not even get into that, because I'm worried. Again, that's stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was stressful. I'll give you that. I don't know if it was more stressful on me or him.
No, I got a new nickname for him, but in a post-Amish world, I only use it in the privacy of my own home.
Oh, okay.
But I say it over and over. I kept yelling it in the shower.
Save it. I'll come over for a heart-healthy dinner tonight, and we'll both enjoy it.
Is this heart healthy? Let me take a look at this. Is this heart healthy? So have they told you what you can't eat now?
Yeah, they actually said you had a heart attack. You know the routine.
Not really. I can't tell you how confusing it was to us last time.
Well, I got all the books and folders and everything else again.
Well, as far as we were going to start having healthier lunches, and Vinny Cooper, was putting together a book. Did we get it yet?
No, we haven't gotten the book yet, just as we thought.
Well, I didn't think. I thought she'd come through.
I don't think she's going to come through for you, Fez.
Why wouldn't she?
So efficient.
She's a little bit of a cocktail hound, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That don't make you a bad person.
Floozy is another word for it. Drunken.
And let me also...
Boozy, not floozy.
Yeah, boozy. She's not a floozy.
Drunken floozy.
Floozy is what she does before, which she's kind of changed. She's no longer a floozy. Did you bring up to him that you were drunk and dancing at Bar 9 and doing backflips?
No, I'm not going to bring up anything bad that I did.
Yeah.
While I'm in there. Why get this thing blamed on me while I'm laying in there?
I'm wondering if that was a good idea.
I doubt it.
It was exercise.
Was it?
Yeah, but the first time in a year and a half.
you were dancing with him.
Yeah, I didn't.
We're lucky you didn't die on the floor, thanks to you. Anthony, you're on Ron and Fez. Anthony, go ahead, buddy. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
I am a little confused. When Gravy Blood was telling that story, was he telling the story of why he went to the hospital, or was that a setup for the Aristocrats joke?
It really is. He's puking. He's shitting. The only thing is, like, your daughter didn't come in. Here's oops, I don't know what Pepper Hicks is doing over there. Here's Russ. Russ, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, boys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, Fezzy, I'm glad you're back. I just wanted to call and let you know we missed you.
Oh, thank you, Russ. I appreciate that.
All right, I'm punching out.
Fezzy, you wouldn't
punching out.
Wouldn't believe the amount of people that were worried about you. I got 3 emails, 3 separate emails from listener.
3 this time?
Yeah. So double that 1.5 that we got. Because last time I sent one of the emails to Get Well Soon.
And 2 of them were from Mikey Boy.
And you know who's really worried about you too is Mikey D.
Oh, really?
Who said that if he would have taken you to the hospital, he never would have abandoned you like some people.
You know what? I cannot argue with that statement whatsoever.
Yeah.
That if Mikey D had taken me to the emergency room, Mikey D would have been in the emergency room with me.
Easy, Fez. Calm down. Every time you yell, a stent pops. So this is the way we're going to do the show from now on.
Oh, okay.
Quietly, softly. Here's Jake. Jake, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, boys? Fezzy, welcome back. Listen, what they put you on to calm you down, it's called benzodiazepine, and it definitely makes things come out from both ends.
That's it. I knew it was a B word. That's it.
So there is a sedative that makes you puke and shit.
Yeah, it's benzodiazepine. But, Ronnie, this is what you got to do. I know you love Fezzy like he's your girl's second cousin.
Right.
Next time something like this happens, just put your hand over his nose, Ronnie.
I literally, when I was watching The Sopranos Sunday night, and Chrissy was spitting up blood, and Tony did that, I went, I understand completely. There becomes a point where you just have to say enough is enough.
Pillow over the face at that point.
Did you cry watching that, Sopranos?
I was more shocked by it. I didn't start crying during it.
I am too disconnected from the whole show to even care. And I also remember a lot of trouble that he caused when he used to be Spider. So I'm like, you know what?
Right.
You've done nothing but cause problems. Oh, that reminds me, I got a giant celebrity sighting to tell you guys about. The all-time weirdest celebrity sighting I've ever had.
Oh, nice.
And here's Frenchie. Frenchie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Fezzy.
Thank you,
I
French.
wanted to say I was worried about you, and it feels really good to hear you on the air and so energetic. And
Good to hear your voice.
Frenchie was so worried about you, she could barely keep her pants up on Pal Talk.
That'll happen. She cares.
She may be leading to us getting rid of Pal Talk, because it's just too much.
No. I'm out today doing errands, so
Thank God.
everything should be good, right?
Yeah. But Frenchie called, checking up on you, shed a tear or two.
Aw, thank you, Frenchie.
I love you, Fezzy, and it feels great to hear you.
And the other great thing is Frenchie's not the type to make a lot of empty promises like Vinnie Cooper.
Frenchie usually follows through.
Right. Well, she's got her alcohol thing under control. She knows what she's doing.
She doesn't stay up to all hours of the night.
Okay.
Bar to bar.
All right, love you, French.
I love you guys, too. Love you, Fezzy.
All right, bye-bye. I'm telling you, she's been very bad lately, Fez. Very, very bad. Here's Greg. Greg, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, welcome back, Fezzy.
Thanks, pal.
A couple things. First, I noticed a huge difference in your energy right now. Do you feel different now than before you went in? Enough? You know what I'm asking?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Do I feel unclogged?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like a little lighter or something like that.
The night that you called us at Free FM, you were bing, 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 one joke after another, and after I hung up the phone, I'm like, damn, I haven't heard that Fez in a long time. I mean, you normally, like in the last couple of years, you're like, here's a joke, and now I'll sit back. Here's a joke, and now I'll sit back. But I was seeing that you were combination punches. You were throwing combination punches. You caught me with a left hook that knocked me down. Oh, please, boys, stop doing that. You're making me nervous. Don't, E-Rock. Don't make me even more nervous. Don't. Just don't do it. Ugh. Here's Tom. Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey guys, how you doing? Fez, great to have you back. Listen, what are you going to do as far as the anxiety therapy? I know you were talking about all that stuff before. What's your game plan now?
All right. Well, first of all, the new stent is just still getting wet.
Right.
But you do still have all your things that you're lining up for, and you're going to go back to your cardiologist.
Oh, yeah. I got to go to the cardiologist next week.
Yeah.
I got the therapist tomorrow. I still have a psychiatrist I'm supposed to see for the anti-anxiety drugs.
Yeah.
That the cardiologist is now demanding.
I mean, obviously you want to do whatever it takes, but you also don't want to overwhelm yourself.
Right.
Going, I've got 40 things to do, to fix my heart.
Yeah, because when a heart attack happened, I remember just thinking, all right, I have to have this cardiac diet. Oh, I have to have this diabetic diet.
Right.
And just thinking, all right, everything's going to change. Everything's for the worst here.
Yeah, did they check your diabetes?
Oh, yeah, they checked it constantly.
How's that?
It was running a little high.
Yeah. And I know that you don't know. The doctor said they're going to probably take off a couple of toes.
What?
What do you care? I know how tight your shoes are anyway. So the best thing I'm looking for I think once we lose the toes, we take a little bit off the sides, and we start to maybe one day get you in cowboy boots.
Oh, that'd be nice to get to a 10.5.
Get you out of flippers. If we can get you out of flippers, because the doctor said his feet are as wide as they are long, which is almost impossible. They said you're walking
almost impossible?
They said you're walking on squares.
Wow. I wish I had talked to the doctor more.
Again, I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of this information.
So I just, you know what, I know I'm going to do things better. I know I'm going to change some things. I'm just trying not to take it all in the first week.
Yeah.
I think
it's a great idea.
I'm actually just trying not to even think about I have not even taken a moment where I've oh my God, I was 20% away from another heart attack.
Right.
I haven't, anytime I've caught myself thinking about that, I've just gotten up and moved, and I haven't even taken in that I got another stent. I'm just trying not to believe it.
Well, I think you started to take it in that second.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know, I agree with you. You don't want to take all the stuff. It's an overwhelming amount of stuff that you have lined up. So you got to find some way of going, here's a little piece, here's a little piece. Now you're kind of done with Lenox Hill, or?
Yeah, I'm all done with the hospital. Yeah,
that's great. They were good people again.
They were great people. Dr. Iyer, who put the stent in, that guy was there. I mean, I went in, I think, just before noontime, and that guy stayed there all evening to check on me because I had such a bad reaction. Then,
you don't want to be sued.
Yeah.
He's got a guy puking and shitting and just acting like a Kennedy. Why would he leave you alone?
Then he left one of the doctors that works for him there with me because he had to go speak at a conference. And I got so much confidence in him after that, knowing he was, speaking somewhere. And then he even called in the middle of the night to check on me.
Here's Drew. Drew, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy. What's up?
Good.
Hey, Fez, glad to hear that you're much better, and we're hoping you can clear up a conflicting story with us. When you entered the hospital, did you actually shoo Earl away, or did you tell him to come in and join you?
What happened was there was a nurse that was running the ER, and she was standing around yelling at everybody. So the way I remember it was telling Earl, wait and talk to this lady to get in. So I wanted Earl in there, but that was the little drill sergeant that he had to talk to.
Right.
And I never saw Earl again after that. I did not shoo Earl away.
Let me ask you this then. Who paid for the taxi?
I paid for the taxi.
All right, so you paid for your own taxi. You were in there alone. So basically, I didn't send anybody with you.
No, I went by myself. And then other people somehow got in the ER to see me and be with me. And then I would hear Earl stories from the ER waiting room. Like Earl is on the phone screaming at somebody.
Who told you this, my chick?
Yeah.
Well, he was screaming at us because I was telling him, Earl, I wanted you to go in with Fez. I wanted you to be a mensch and get in there. And at another point, he said he needed air, so he went down in the corner.
Yeah, then I heard that story, that Earl needed air in the waiting room. I needed air.
And he went to the snack bar.
Oh, yeah, he had peanuts.
A bag of peanuts.
Really?
While you were getting a second stent put in. Nice guy.
Well, that is not true. Dave, continue with your fiction.
Oh, wait, is this the first time you're ready to say something isn't true? Up to this point, everything has been true? Because you're fighting with us that you did the best you could for Fez. Fez is saying you weren't there for him. So I want you to tell me again that you did a great job, even though the patient said you didn't.
I never said I did a great job. I did the best that I could.
And that wasn't enough. Can you admit to that?
I mean, I'm always going to say it was never anything I do. In my mind, is never enough.
Thing you did not do enough for Fez. You're making it about you again when it was about Fez.
I'm not trying
He wanted
to.
somebody in the ER with him.
So, and I was like, once I finally went, I'm like, let's just get there. You know,
Yeah.
so we get the cab, and we're on our way to Lenox Hill Hospital, and we're going down Park Avenue. We're going up Park Avenue, you know, and I'm like, I get the money out to pay for the cab, and I keep hearing, your money's no good here. Your money's no good here.
What does that even mean? What are you in a bar? You're buying drinks for people?
But then we get there, we get to the hospital, and he's still looking for money to pay the cab. And all I want to do now is get out of the cab and get this over with. And I'm like, Earl, I have it in my hand. Please just let me throw this 20 at the cab driver.
The guy has heart problems.
Stress.
You can't fumble around.
Stress. And I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like, I have the money, he's looking for the money, but still telling me not to give the cab driver my money.
He's always looking.
And I was, oh God, and I can't tell you this. And I'm like, if I have it sit in this back of this cab for another second, I'm going to burst.
He's always shuffling and looking.
And then I just, then it was, you know, after that. What happened was, we signed into the ER, and I'm like, you know what? Once they get me on a table or in a bed, they're not letting me up. I've been through this before. So I said to Earl, I go, I'm going to go use the bathroom before I go in there.
Before you get your Texas catheter.
Exactly. Then it's tube time. So as I'm coming out of the bathroom, they're screaming, you know, they're yelling for me because they know chest pains. They want to put me in. So Earl can't get across. So I'm right there by the entrance where the bathroom is. Earl can't get across the waiting room to get there with me in time to talk to that little drill sergeant ER woman. So that's when the glass slammed shut and I didn't see Earl again. It was moving in slow motion.
Well, I wanted to have Solera come stay a couple days at your house and take care of you.
Right.
She's still busy with Alki. So I'm going to send Dizzy over.
Oh.
And Dizzy is going to be your Latin nurse.
Oh, okay.
All right, since you have your little problem, you've had 2 brothers and a sister come visit you.
Yes.
That's a great family, Fez.
They're here in an instant.
Corky's in right now. Your brother your brother Travis showed up.
He came in first.
Then your sister.
Yep, and the day he left, she got there. So they overlapped.
Does it occur to you that you have a great family and you have a lot of blessings?
Yeah, it does. It's a very good family.
Yeah.
They really watch out for each other.
For you, not for each other. You have to take it in.
Well, I want to include myself in watching out for them, too.
You really don't. When it comes to you, I've never known you to show up at the hospital to help anyone. But, you know, I know you always send a centerpiece or a card.
Yes.
But that is unbelievably nice to know
and,
that you have that.
And my sister went home today, and Corky got here last night.
So that's fantastic.
So they made sure I did not have a moment alone. Good. Which is really a really good family to have.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
I just sometimes want you to stop and see the good things.
Yeah. Now, on discharge day, when I got out of the hospital...
Well, finally, you got one of those in, a discharge.
Remember your cupcake place that I turned my
Buttercups?
that I turned my family onto? Yeah. My sister and my little brother show up to get me out of the hospital. They've each got a box of Buttercup cupcakes for themselves under their arms. We stopped there on the way to the hospital.
Wow, you didn't eat any of those, did you?
No, I didn't touch a one.
Delicious.
I know, right now I'm going through like a sugar and caffeine withdrawal still, because I haven't had it in a week.
Bobo, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Yeah.
Hi, Fez. Welcome back. I'm so happy that you're okay.
Thank you, Bobo. Are you doing all right?
You
sound a little choked up.
I think I've had a little easier time than you, and it's very nice.
He's been going through a rough time himself.
Oh, I know. I'm worried about him.
Don't.
I can't worry. But sorry, you're on your own, Bobo.
Cannot worry. I don't care whether he lives or dies,
Fezzy. My heart, though, I want you to know that. And Ronnie, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
When you were a little boy, didn't you used to go by the name Tex?
You know, you can't believe Wikipedia. That happened for 2 seconds. For some reason, Wikipedia won't drop it.
But Fez had
I had a cowboy fixation. I dressed up like a cowboy all the time.
Fez had a Texas catheter.
Bobo, you're turning into Radio Shark.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought he gave himself, like, the quick out. All right,
You think that's a good thing, Bobo?
I guarantee you, Radio Shark just went, what the fuck? I don't believe this shit.
I'm all about pre-recorded music stabs here.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
He actually let himself go.
Yeah.
Strange Bobo. Strange Bobo. All right, the Ron and Fez show, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Oh, Jerry Falwell, hospitalized.
Yeah, they said they found him unconscious.
Drunk?
We don't know the state of his liver at this point.
He looks like pure health, so I don't know what it could be.
That face looks like it should be carrying a basket and Dorothy and Toto underneath it.
I don't even understand that.
It's a hot air balloon, but I couldn't think of another hot air. That face looks like it should be carrying Richard Branson around the world.
See, even that I wouldn't have got.
See, yeah.
I was sitting there, and I just ran the whole computer. The Joe computer ran. I came up with nothing, no hits.
There are no matches for this
no
reference.
matches at all. That might be the medication talking.
Yeah, so I'm back. I'm on new medication. I'm on more medication.
Yeah.
So still getting used to that, too.
A little dizzy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a little tipsy.
Well, this thing with Earl, I don't know what to do. Earl failed you, in your opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, if I had left Earl here and took Dave or Pitsy or Pepper,
right,
Earl would have failed you. So
right.
What do I do at that point?
Yeah, that's true. Earl, where are you going to be failing us today? Have you decided how?
That's the way I'm trying to look at it, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I'm not trying not to take it personally, because he would have failed anyone in that circumstance.
Yeah.
Not just me.
But we don't have any vending machines here. Whereas
where you go get the bag of penis.
Yeah, at the hospital.
Push me, Dave.
We were calling him penis breath for a while.
But I mean, here's the thing. I mean, the first day I went in the hospital, I was so late that I missed dinner. So I hadn't eaten anything all day.
I'm starving too.
And then, someone's able to, get me, something to eat in there. Then I want to talk to Ronnie before the procedure. I'm in a very restricted surgical no cell phone area. My brother snuggles in a cell phone to me.
Right.
So I can talk to Ronnie. And I'm just thinking, these aren't Mission Impossibles,
right.
That these people are pulling off. They just care enough to make sure it happens. So, and I just kind of kept, and every time someone would pull off something nice for me that they're not supposed to do, I even had a nurse let me slide on the insulin, so I didn't have to get one more needle that night.
Could have killed you.
I know. This thing doesn't seem right, does it? Now that I throw that example out.
Only one person plays by the rules, and that's Peanuts. Salt peanuts, salt peanuts. So what would you like to say now, Earl? And would you just like to drop this thing?
I honestly, whatever I say, I'm going to get.
What?
No, I mean,
you're going to get what?
No, if I failed you, Fez, I'm sorry. I really am.
Well,
why would you say if? Until you get it, you won't get it.
Do I have to tell the story again?
No, you know what?
Your money's no good here.
Now, the person who talked to me was Ant. Ant was furious, and he said that Earl sounded like that thing in Saving Private Ryan, the guy in Saving Private Ryan, who was just laying there panicked and crying while his friend was being murdered on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
And that I cannot get out of my mind.
Well, I knew, we've all seen it in here, where we need something just like right now, and Earl all of a sudden freezes in his tracks.
And
loses his hustle. That's exactly what happened. That was the face I saw in the waiting room when he wouldn't walk across the waiting room with me when they called me to go in. It was that exact same response. I had seen it a million times before.
Like, I'll lay back long enough that I'll be finally forgotten and I act like I did everything I could.
I'm just going to hide in the background. I'll be the new background Mike.
By the way, background Mike came in one night for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, him and Perry Farrell did an hour and a half with me. Very odd. Fez, here's your buddy. It's the rapper. Hey, Rap.
Hey, buddies. How you doing?
Hey, rapper.
I went on vacation last week. I didn't even know what was going on, and then I hopped on ronandfez.net one night, and I saw the bad news.
Yeah.
You miss a day, you miss a stent.
Rap, all we want you to do is take Earl out for what we call one of those rap rides. Oh,
hey,
by
I'm
the
about
way,
ready,
Earl,
he's the master of crisis management. I think he needs a little discipline.
Yeah, he does. Rap, this is, I got to present this to Fez. This is a get well card from Perry Farrell.
Wow.
And his lovely wife, was it Ete?
Yeah.
Ete? Yeah.
Ete.
Yeah.
Fez, darling, get a real well.
He didn't know. He was so...
What?
Seriously, just go with it like I did. It gets even weirder than that.
Get a real well?
Yes, get a real well. That's the new rock way of talking. It's so strange.
I can't even put this up now. It's so grammatically wrong.
Yeah, rapper, so I don't know what it is with this guy. It's always something.
I think I need to take a ride with him in my Louisville Slugger.
You want to? You want to take a
I'm
Mickey
about
Mantle
ready.
trip with him, Earl?
Earl, just
He
see the
really
sights.
has me pissed off. You'd have been better off having me drive up from South Jersey. I'd have got you there in better time and better shape.
You know what you need to do, Rapper? Start keeping an eye on those Jersey terrorists.
You know, Ronnie, I think we need to tell Earl a few of the stories about, what used to happen when we used to cross the tracks.
Yeah, I don't want to
into
bring
his
up the
part of
crossing the
town.
tracks. One of the stories we're not going to tell is crossing the tracks. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're back, Fez. Glad to see you're feeling better. Take care.
Thanks, Rap.
I'll see you.
The Rap's good people.
Oh, he is. Unless he has to cross the track.
Oh, yeah. As long as you're good people.
Yeah.
Rap's good people.
By the way, that character in Save It Prime is Corporal Upham, the guy who just stands and lets his friend get murdered.
Corporal Upham?
Yeah. So Earl Upham.
All right, Earl. You're going to be a Corporal Upham from now on. Is that okay?
I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say.
You seem like that's the same thing that you did with the nurse when it was time to be there, Upham.
Did you even ask the woman if you could come in? Did you even confront the woman?
I was told by her and by, I believe, the security guard. It's like while they were examining him, they couldn't let anyone in.
He was probably looking for cotton candy next. Just continuing with the ballpark
The
snacks.
security guard was would have thought you could have talked to him. He was a nice enough guy.
No, but the nurse, she told me, she was like, we can't let anyone in while
My
he's getting
chick
examined.
went and talked to the nurse and the security guard, and she said, well, he's the nervous type. He has anxiety. He needs somebody with him. And this was like 20 minutes after, by the time my chick got there, 20 minutes of you being left alone by Earl. And then they said, oh, we didn't know that. Go ahead right in.
Yeah,
and she got Earl a pass. She got Earl a pass, too.
Yeah, that was the first face I saw.
Yeah.
And Earl, just so you know, I didn't take you with me because I didn't know the directions to the hospital.
He said, I got him there, and I got him treatment. That was my only goal. I go, it wasn't your only goal, Earl. Your goal was to be with him while he got the test. He doesn't like getting tests. He doesn't like needles and blood tests and all that stuff. That's what you had to do.
And that's where, and I had strangers standing over me. My shirt's getting ripped open. They're slapping things on my chest. They're throwing needles in my veins.
And by the way, Lily wakes up. She hears the radio in her terrorist cell. Jumps in a car, comes running over here. God knows she didn't put on any makeup, hair. She goes, what do you need? And I'm like, too bad it wasn't your day. I would have had you take Fez.
Yeah.
And leave Earl in the other room counting carts, like the old days.
Right.
I don't want you to go back to being NEW, Earl. I really don't.
Me neither. I don't even want you to be an ER, Earl.
I wonder if it was Earl who brought Scotzo to the hospital.
Let's not even get into that.
Look what happened there.
Didn't happen,
No,
right?
don't even go there, Dave.
But seriously,
not even
about that story.
this is a total shoot, Dave. Don't even fucking go there.
But the only thing is, and I'm not going to be on Dave's side with this, but that's something that's always nagged at me too.
It just seems suspicious, that's all. There's a few ends that haven't been tied.
Push me, Dave.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's still a sensitive subject with me. Don't even fucking go there.
Look, let me tell you, even Corporal Upman has his limits.
No, I know. Just seems like maybe... Uh-oh.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Where's Poe?
I have a stent.
Here he comes.
I have 2 stents.
What are you doing?
Where's
What are you doing coming in here? What are you going to do?
What?
You got to use a mic, Earl. What are you going to do?
Don't go there, Dave.
What are you going to do?
Don't even go there. I'm dead serious.
Dave, what did you say that had him so angry?
I just feel like maybe you quickened Scotzo's lifespan. In other words, you might have had a will.
No, you want to know what the truth
in
was?
his death.
No, you don't even go there, Dave.
Small part.
What's the truth? What's the truth?
Did you take him to the hospital?
I wasn't even there when it happened. I got a phone call.
You didn't?
See?
You weren't there?
I got a phone call.
I know that feeling.
But
yeah.
That was 9 months of hell, Dave. 9.
Yeah.
Right, but maybe
9 months of hell. Don't go there, Dave. I'm dead serious when I say this. Do not go there.
It's possible you created the hell.
No, I did not create the hell.
Oh,
just saying.
I'm gonna walk out now before I lose my job because I'm gonna lose my temper and lose my job.
Just the way you treated Fez
There he
was
goes.
what?
We're gonna lose a microphone.
I'm just theorizing. Don't.
Earl!
Oh, God.
Earl, come back! Earl!
Well, this isn't helping with stress.
Yeah.
Again.
Just theorizing, that's all.
He's out to get me.
Earl, what are you upset about? What did Dave say? What's got you so upset, buddy? Look at me.
I'm upset that it was a Muni comment, nothing about me.
Well, you're just a new baby. He doesn't have time for you. He likes the old one. Earl, what's got you so upset about Dave? Upman, grab a mic. You're on radio.
No, I understand. That was a very painful period, Dave. Extremely painful.
Well, what did he say wrong?
There's just some common threads.
No, I was there for him. I was there.
He was a guy you looked up to.
He was like a father to me.
He passed away.
He was family.
Fez, had his medical problems.
What's Fez like to you?
Fez is family to me. You all are.
So was
You
Scotzo.
really are.
So was Scotzo.
Is Dave like family to you?
All of us.
Well, then tell him that you love him.
Aw.
I love you. I'll tell you that much right now.
But you know what? That was it was extremely painful period, Dave. Don't even joke about it. Please.
I'm not. You have that Kevorkian.
All right, I don't want to start thinking of him as Corporal Kevorkian. He's Corporal Upman, and that's it.
No, I was just saying. It's an observation. That's all. There's just common threads.
Then let it go.
Yeah, it's time to let it go. Drew, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, I was wondering, Earl, did you have a hard time getting in because you told the nurse that it was you plus 2 more?
Oh, yeah. Earl?
No.
You know that you can't take peanuts into an emergency room.
And for the last time, I didn't have any peanuts in the ER at all.
Pistachios?
Well, what drove me nuts is while I was laying in there, and I hear the beeping of my heart going on, I see other people coming into the emergency room with family members. And I don't mean just one. I mean, people coming in with a mom or an aunt or a brother or something. A couple of people. A boyfriend or a girlfriend. And I'm like, I can't get one guy in here? Something doesn't seem right. And I saw other people walking past my curtain with, other people telling them it would be all right and holding their hand.
You're like an orphan at Christmas.
I really was.
Well, it's difficult to check on someone when you're chewing a lot.
Were you as lonely as Scotzo?
Oh, I'm sure I was. At the end, sure.
Earl, did you visit him?
9 months.
With snacks?
And then he had the baby?
Grin that stupid grin, Dave.
He does have a big grin.
He really does.
He doesn't believe
I'm happy.
I like this job too much.
I'm happy Fez is here. That's the only reason why I'm smiling.
And this is from the heart. I'm thrilled to death you're back, Fez. I really am.
Thank you. You tried to get rid of me, but I'm back.
No, I did not try to get rid of me. Believe me. The time you were in, it was
Earl,
sleepless
if you had a time machine, what would you have done? Because he said the other day, if he had a time machine, he would have went back and did the same thing.
What? Why would you do that to me twice?
I actually said to him, you don't understand the concept of time machine.
No.
No one goes back to do the same thing.
Yes, I want to keep everything completely unchanged.
So I'll go back and not change it. Can't be done.
It's ridiculous. Then why bother going back? Just to pat yourself on the back for what?
You're
and
doing it. Maybe he could pick up more snacks.
Watch, this is where I said your money's no good here.
He just said snacks. He just brought up snacks. Earl, what would you do if you had a time machine?
I mean, if I had a time machine, I mean, I can't even think straight right now, quite honestly.
What would you do if you were invisible?
The same thing. He pretty much was at the hospital on Wednesday.
Maybe he was there.
Oh, man.
Up him.
The glass is the only thing separating me from tearing you apart right now.
Well,
it
you
really
came
is.
in here before and you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
No, because
I remember being on the other side of the glass from you.
Oh, man. The only
didn't
difference
help.
is there's no snack machine on that side today. Earl, did you go to the cafeteria at all?
No, I went to the corner, took a walk. I walked to the
All
corner.
the things I would have loved to have done.
Why would you go take a walk when your man is in the emergency room?
Well, there was nothing. At that point, they were giving him treatment. What else can I do? What, am I going to cut his chest open?
Stand next to him and be there for him.
But at the very least, you've got your other guys on the air doing a show. So what happens if they call? Oh, I'm down the street at the deli?
That is what happened.
Yeah. You're kidding.
So we're going. And I
have no update for you?
Yes, so we're going, Earl, I did not send you there.
That is not true. This is well after the show.
You're kidding.
Don't lie to him now. Don't lie to Fez now. Stop the lying. You were
I'm not. That part I am not lying. The time I took a walk, I remember the time. It was 3:45.
We heard the sounds of Times Square. You were like walking around in some busy intersection. It was clearly not.
I heard
the
Donkey
hospital.
Kong.
There was
He must have
Donkey
went to
Kong.
one of those 80s video joints.
It wasn't the sounds of a hospital. I mean, everyone
Earl,
could
you
tell.
cannot hear us with
wait a minute. Hold on. I went outside because the reception was really bad in the emergency room. I went outside. I was standing outside the emergency room. So that was the only time I could hear. I couldn't hear anything.
But why'd you go into an arcade?
Why were you leaning?
We're on Lexington. There's no arcades there. Just stop bull-faced lying.
I'm not. It's the way it sounded like. You playing skee-ball and eating peanuts left and right.
They still have skee-ball down there?
Keep at
wish.
it, Dave.
Where'd you go? To the old Atlantic City thing? Did you watch the horse dive into the water? Where the hell's he going? I need to go to these old-time fun houses with him. Earl, I'm going to say 2 words, and you just tell me whether you were there while Fez was being looked at. Coney Island.
No.
Earl?
No.
Okay.
You smell of Nathan's.
That's his cologne.
Starving. We have any no heart attack dogs that we could eat? They need to make a no heart attack hot dog.
They really do.
So you haven't started to get on your diet yet?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've just eaten the,
a little more sensible.
Exactly. The chicken and vegetables is about all I've had since I've gotten out of the hospital. No sugar, no caffeine, none of that stuff. So, yeah, I'm back where I started after the heart attack. Sugar-free Jell-O for dessert.
Right.
That sort of thing.
You're back to Awful Town.
I am really sitting in Awful Town.
Jesus. How wacky. How wacky. Well, at times it's like this. It's good to see who's there for you and who's off eating peanuts.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it does shake through.
Yeah.
It becomes quite obvious, quite clear in crises.
Earl, would you like to say something to Fez?
Again, I want to stress that I'm glad that I'm back. I'm glad you're back. I'm not thinking straight when I get pissed off. I'm sorry. When I get pissed off, I don't think straight. I really don't.
I'm glad you're back, too, buddy.
I'm glad you're back. I really am.
You're a maniac.
No, I'm not thinking. I'm just really pissed off right now.
because your conscience is probably
not my Keep talking, Dave. You're lucky that microphone is your only shield right now. It really is. It's the only thing protecting you right now.
You said that you care about Fez. Where the fuck were you when he was in the hospital?
You weren't even there, Roy.
No one was. Roy was there as much as you were.
That's so true.
It's BS, Ronnie. He says he cares about Fez. Where the fuck was he? That's all I got to say. I'm out.
Yeah, because you won't let me defend myself. That's why.
Go ahead and defend yourself.
Fucking coward.
Go ahead and defend yourself.
Were you afraid you were going to see blood?
No, I was.
Is that why you didn't come in with me?
When people from the hospital tell you can't come in, I'm not going to fight that. My main concern was right now making sure you get treatment.
Were you afraid you were going to see me in my shorts when they were pulling my clothes off of me?
Earl, the thing is, Fez might have got a stent, but you also had a fun day. You were out, you were on the Tilt-A-Whirl, you got a bag of peanuts, some cotton candy. He came back from the hospital with you, had a stuffed poodle under each arm.
Now, I know you can't win those at the hospital.
I know you can't.
You can't. They don't even have them in the gift shop.
Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, was Earl down at Palisades Park?
Earl, are you there with Fez right now? Earl, what's the update on Fez?
Your money's no good here.
Earl, I can't hear you. All I hear is Funtown. Pinball.
Ski ball.
Spin and win, whatever it stops on's what you get. Bear a dog every time. You're the spinner, you're the winner. How about you, young man? All dressed in black? Want to knock over these milk cartons?
2 chili dogs for Earl Upham.
Earl, I gotta tell you the truth. This is not your finest hour. Not your finest hour. Here's Scott. Scott, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Earl, some days peanuts, some days shells, my friend. Oh.
I didn't know what that meant. Maybe it's something Earl can decode.
Sounds like a Sinatra song.
Let's break here. Fez Whatley is back. It's the Ron and Fez show.
It's the Ron and Fez show on XM 202.
Black girl fell in love with a pretty girl named Lily. With a pretty girl named Lily. Black girl fell in love with a pretty girl named Lily. With a pretty girl named Lily. Even though he knew he didn't deserve one, Earl was shocked to find out he didn't get a raise. Wiki sent him on his way. Hold up, hang on, it gets a little sadder. The lone wolf has been shattered. Lily fell in love with somebody else. How will Black Girl live with himself? You watch it slip through your fingers. She don't love Black Girl because he's black. Looks like someone else is moving in on the girl of your dreams. It's only a matter of time before Black Girl loses his mind. Dry your eyes, sweet sappy.
Take it easy, Black Girl.
I can see Earl's wheels spinning. Ron and Fez got it going on all night long. White people are so afraid of black people.
Take it easy.
Earl fell in love with a girl named Lily. Lily fell in love with a man named Ben. Earl let the love of his life slip away. Black girl, Lily don't love you.
Yeah, buddies, it's the Ron and Fez show. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. The website, ronfez.net, ronfez.net, where you could always email us at ronandfez@AOL.com, ronandfez@AOL.com. I guess while we were playing a little music there, Jerry Falwell passed away, Fez.
Jerry Falwell, dead, age 73. They found him unresponsive. I guess they tried...
Well, that'll happen when you're dead.
Yeah, and they tried CPR, so they were not able to resuscitate him. So the Reverend Jerry Falwell is gone.
No, I grew up Catholic, so I'm not a Protestant. How big a thing is he? Is he in charge of all the Protestants, some of the Protestants? How does this work?
I think he's in charge of some of the Protestants, some of the evangelicals.
So, I mean, how many people are we talking about here?
I would say millions he was probably in charge of.
Like 30 million?
Yeah, I don't know if it was that many.
100 million.
No, not nearly.
Where would you put this on the thing of, and of course not a man's life, but in terms of what it means kind of politically, like compared to the Pope dying? Would this compare to the Pope dying or no?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, definitely. He's definitely a figurehead in like the Southern Gospel, Southern Evangelicals.
But I mean, the Pope, you're talking international.
Oh, right,
We're not talking NASCAR. You know, when the Pope dies, people all over the world grieve. I'm just wondering, I don't know. I just never know how big some of these other leaders are. Now, you didn't follow him being a Lutheran.
No, we weren't part of his group. No. I think he might have even been even more exclusive, maybe even to Baptists. I'm not sure about that.
Oh, look at this, Fez. You get a little present brought into you?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice fruit basket.
Who's that from, Fez?
Let's see. Let me get into it here. And get the card out. So that's a nice basket with some teas. All healthy stuff. Fez, glad to have you back so soon. Wishing you the best of health. With love, Lily. That was from our own Lily.
Now, did you get anything at all from Earl?
No, just the back of his head leaving the emergency room.
What all did Lily put in there?
Let's see, we got some heart-healthy nuts, some green tea, oranges, apples, peaches. Looks like low-sugar stuff.
Could you have all that stuff?
Yeah, I think I could have most of this stuff.
Whatever you can't have, put it to the side for Dave, and he'll take it home.
Oh, I'm sure I probably will lose half of it with Dave. As soon as Dave eyes a gift basket, he assumes his name is on the card with it.
Well, I don't want you to get full or unhealthy.
Smart.
So any type of potato chips or pretzels that you want to send my way, I just want to keep you in tip-top shape.
Yeah, I probably can't have those honey-roasted sunflower seeds.
Oh, God. What a day. What a day. What a day for you to come back on, huh, Fezzy?
Oh, I know. Stress-free.
All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Oh, all right, I was going to tell you guys this story. So, yesterday after I leave you guys, Dave, I go out running around. I go out to dinner with the doll, and we're over at this... I guess I don't want to say the name of the place to give the guy away, right? So we're at an Italian restaurant. So it's one of these places where everybody's shoulder to shoulder, no matter where you're eating. So there's this guy who is not my waiter. He's the waiter right at the table next to me. And he's a real baby-face guy. Now, I could tell he's at least in his 30s, but has the face of an infant, right? Just a baby face. And I'm going, this is driving me crazy. I know this guy from somewhere. So I'm running the thing. I finally call him over. I go, were you on The Sopranos? So he goes, no. Oh. I go, but I know you from TV or something, right? He goes, maybe I've been on there. I'm not saying. Maybe I've been on there, right? So now it occurs to me, a guy who from somewhere doesn't necessarily want to be recognized as they're bringing people lasagna and, apps. But it will not get out of my head. So, I'm leaving in the taxi later, still thinking, how do I know this guy? boom, it hits me because I'm thinking he reminds me like of a kid. Did I see him in Bugsy Malone? Did I see, but I'm going, no, he's too young for Bugsy Malone. But I remember him as a kid gangster, I'm saying. Boom, it hits me. He is young Tommy, Joe Pesci, in the Goodfellas. Hey, Henry, how you doing, Henry?
Fantastic! That's awesome.
You two are going to be working together.
Yeah, right. Hey, Henry. So he also was in the other Bronx Tale. I go home, I Google his ass. Boom. That's exactly who it is.
Oh, that's great.
Henry got pinched.
Yeah, Henry got pinched.
That guy is the best.
He's the best. Well, you can have him serve you dinner if you like.
I gotta go to the restaurant.
Yeah.
I always loved the young Joe Pesci in that Goodfellas.
Do you remember that he was also in Bronx Tale? He's one of the gang that was hanging around with C.
Yep. Yeah, he was a troublemaker in Bronx Tale.
But, right away, yeah, I did a few things, he says to me, right? Right away I can say, this is not where I'd like to talk about my film and TV career as I'm bringing people lamb chops.
That is excellent, though.
Why can't he
Young
get
Tommy.
work? How come he can't get work in some kind of show?
That's what he doesn't want to hear.
Why can't you get work?
Yeah, hey, Andre, how you doing, Andre?
But David Chase throws all those guys a bone.
I know, he would be perfect.
He would be absolutely perfect.
But, the guy, now remember, Goodfellas came out with 90.
Yeah.
So that's 17 years ago. The guy he could still play in high school movies.
That's so weird. So he's probably, he's like 34 or
something like that, yeah.
That's so weird.
And he's literally wearing the apron, the black vest, telling people about specials.
Does he look like Joe Pesci at all?
No.
No, he didn't grow up to then look like
he
Joe
does
Pesci.
have the Joe Pesci haircut. He looks like young Tommy, like young Joe Pesci. He could play that part now.
It's awesome.
Matt, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I know that story is true, actually. It's not a made-up East Side Dave story. I've been to that restaurant. It's one of the famous Italian restaurants in New York.
Yeah.
I've had him as a waiter.
And you recognized him right from that?
Yeah, right from the start. It was actually my father recognized him, but he was actually really nice. He talked to us. We knew him from the Bronx Tale. That's how my father got him.
Right. And he's just a regular guy, just working, huh? Is he still people feel like I'm done with them.
Now I have to get out of here.
Yeah.
Check.
So we ought to go over. I want to get his table.
I desperately need to get it.
Yeah.
Get some food by him.
Unfortunately, it's one of those, $50, $60 plate things. We can't go running over there all the time. Hey, Andre, how you doing?
I wonder how well it helps with tips. People recognizing young Tommy.
Do you think he gets that a lot? I mean, I really feel like I went the distance with this because I watch, these films over and over.
He probably gets the more of the I've seen that face before, maybe we've had him as a waiter before thing without anyone actually connecting all the dots and figuring out who it is.
Well, you got to admit, neither one of these films was a gigantic hit with non-gangster movie-loving guys.
Right.
I mean, guys like us watch Miller's Crossing 40 times.
Yes.
But when that movie came out, it didn't make squat.
Right.
And then if anyone ever brings up best gangster film, we're always going, don't leave out Miller's Crossing.
Right, yeah. Did you ask him what young Henry was doing? By any chance? That would be my first question. Or if he keeps in contact with young Henry at all. I'd love to know.
Why would he? Would you I'd be asking you about some guy that used to run around when you were in 5th grade? Here's Tony. Tony, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron, hey, Fez. Good to have you back.
Good.
That Joe Pesci guy, the younger guy, was in Analyze That, too.
What are you doing that? Just one of the mob guys?
Yeah, he was getting smacked around by De Niro, and De Niro, that's when he cracked. Thanks. Later.
All right, peace. I don't watch Analyze That as much. But all these guys, you'll watch movies now, mob movies from, the 70s, and you'll see Paulie in there, or Big Pussy.
Yeah.
They all keep doing these films one after another.
Yeah, Paulie's the guy who throws the mailman into the oven. Paulie Walnuts is the guy who, in Goodfellas...
Into the oven you go. This kid gets another letter from that school. That's his line?
Yeah.
No.
He's
the fat guy had it.
Yeah, the fat guy has it, but Paulie Walnuts throws the mailman into the oven.
You know who the fat guy was, right? In real life.
Not in real life.
What was his name in the movie? It's like
Tootie.
Tootie, right.
Right.
So
Tootie
in real life was Michael Jackson's manager, personal manager during the big days, during the bad days.
Like the Thriller Bad Days. What's his name? I think it's Frank something.
Yeah, I think you're right. But he was like, at the time, like as famous as like Ashley Simpson's dad. One of those like, why are we want to talk to Michael, why are we talking to this Italian guy?
I love Tootie Cicero.
And he always had a cigar in his mouth, too.
Yeah.
He always had like the look like Michael.
Yeah, he had a big stogie all the time. Michael was planning one of the biggest tours of 1985. And I don't know, I guess maybe like Scorsese kept seeing him on TV and then, went and picked him up from that.
And there's so many people, like, you just brought up Big Pussy. When they have the rack of coats that they move into the freezer, he's like, what am I going to do with coats? I don't need the coats. It's,
Right.
Big Pussy's one of the guys who is just wheeling the rack. If you look really closely, and that's it for him in the entire movie.
Right.
But it's Pussy in that scene.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing that if you kind of look like a mobster, that even like you'll see these guys on like a TV show chasing somebody or standing behind the bookie.
Yep.
They always pick up a check here.
Well, of course, the restaurant owner too. Who, they said fired to his place.
Yeah.
He's in The Sopranos. He's the guy, like, what am I, half a fag or something?
What am I? I'm like a victim. I'm looking, what am I going to, I'm going to go MIA here. I can't walk in and get the mail. I mean, it's not right. What do you want me to do? I don't know about a restaurant. How am I going to run a restaurant? You don't have to do anything. I mean, ask him. I mean, we got a whoas. If he's in here any longer, it'll be a stool. Just being
my favorite part. Any few minutes longer, it'll be a fucking stool.
Just any stupider than you can possibly get by asking a shark to come in and into your bathtub with you.
Yeah.
Maybe if I have a shark in my bathtub, I'll be safe. Here's our buddy Blowhard. Hey, Blowhard.
Hey, guys. Hey, Fez. Welcome back. God bless you.
Thanks, Blowhard.
The fat guy in Goodfellas, his name was Frank DeLeo. He was my
Frank DeLeo, very good.
He was my boss at CBS Records. He was an executive, and he actually left the company to go manage Michael Jackson.
So he was already a big guy in the music business.
Exactly.
He sees the Michael Jackson thing blowing up, and he goes, I'll just be able to pull some of that money into my way.
Exactly.
And then he didn't do any more acting after Goodfellas, right? Which, by the way, he was amazing in.
Yeah, I think he stuck with Jackson for a while, and then I think Jackson got rid of him, and I don't know what he's doing now. But he was a nice guy. Like the years I was at Epic CBS, he was working there, and he was the character exactly. He was just right out of Central Casting.
Just playing himself.
Well, the music business has long been crazy. I mean, even things like what records get played has always been shady. What records go into jukeboxes was controlled. So the record companies would have to make deals with jukebox guys, you know what I mean? Wise guys. Or else these songs did not go into malt shops. So there was so many layers to where money was getting peeled off that you needed kind of tough guys to be able to work a record. Not a good salesman, but somebody was able to say, if that record is not in that jukebox, into the oven you go. And guys would come in, they would open up the jukebox, they'd pull out their records, put the other records in, because the check came through. So you don't know how many hit songs just kind of got forced on you, and it wouldn't have been a hit, in other words. A lot of those weird itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow, but like, why is that song a hit? And I'm not saying that song in particular. I'm saying a lot of those one-hit wonders was all money that was going somewhere.
Hey, Ronnie, did you catch the PBS documentary on Ahmet Erdogan?
I did see that. It was amazing.
Wasn't that a great show?
Yeah, American Masters is already
incredible.
Maybe the best show on TV. And the Ahmet Erdogan thing, how old was Ahmet when he died, Earl?
I think it was 80.
Yeah.
Had to be at least.
I don't know if anyone's ever had a more enjoyable life in the history of the world. And at 80 years old, still, doing the hipster thing, still having fun.
Yeah, he really was an influence, and, he really loved the music, which was amazing, because I used to go over to Atlantic and visit a few friends of mine, and the guy still had a presence.
Yeah.
And his influence is legendary. The guy was just into the music. And when they told that story about Alan Freed, how they didn't have enough money to pay him off, and Alan Freed told him, well, look, you're taking money out of the mouths of my children.
Right.
Because you didn't get the cash envelope. I mean, what a corrupt business it was, and how crazy it was, and probably still is.
Yeah, the music business, radio business, still just as crazy as it's ever been. Thanks a lot, Blowhard.
All right, guys. Take care, Fez.
Thank you, buddy.
866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Hey, Guido, you're on Ron and Fez.
I got one question for Eastside Dave. Two more people that are in the Goodfellas, they're in the Sopranos. A woman and a helicopter. You want to see helicopters? I'll show you helicopters.
Oh.
That's Beasley.
Well, of course, Dr. Melfi. Yeah, I mean,
And the mother. The mother is Carmela's
Oh, yeah. That's right. The mother, Dr. Melfi, Melfi's mom in Goodfellas is Carmela's mother in Sopranos. Yeah.
All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Here is, and we go over this. What is best gangster movie all time?
I think it's Goodfellas.
Godfather.
Fezzy?
Reservoir Dogs.
Do you put that in the same way? Like, because it's not organized crime. That's
not?
more, no.
Tarantino did classify it as that, though. He says this is his gangster film.
Do you think of it as a gangster film, though?
You're right.
I mean, I would put Pulp Fiction as gangster.
Yeah.
And I would put Reservoir Dogs almost the same place that, like a heist movie, like The Getaway.
Usual Suspect.
Oh, yes.
Usual Suspects.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's a one-time only thing. But, I guess you could say the boss in Reservoir Dogs is a crime boss.
Yeah.
But it is only more of a one-time only shot. You're in, you're out. Everybody go the different way. Hey, Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hey. You were talking about the jukebox.
Yeah.
Records in the jukebox. And it kind of confirms the theory I had. Bob Skaggs' greatest hits is always in every jukebox in every bar I've been to.
Well, it is Boss Skaggs, my friend. It belongs, and it is the greatest hit. If I have to tell you about Lito Shuffle, I think it's going... He is the American Van Morrison. That's the closest America's ever come. And for some reason, Boss Skaggs, gigantic with the Pal Talkers. Why is that, Dave?
Well, he's very soothing.
Yeah.
You know, Pal Talk is a very frenetic environment, and nothing really calms you down like a nice Boz Skaggs tune. So I think that's why Pal Talk, we like him so much, yeah.
Why wouldn't this be in your jukebox? Hey, Xavier, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
Wait, before we get to this, Fez, I'm just thinking something. You thought Reservoir Dogs is better than Godfather and Goodfellas?
Yeah, it was the first one that came to my mind. Yeah, I thought it was the best.
Over Godfather?
No, I just didn't think of Godfather. That's the problem.
No, you had what? You had Goodfellas?
I had Goodfellas.
Godfather.
I had Godfather.
Yeah.
How come no one ever brings Godfather 2, which I personally prefer over Godfather?
I know that's the hip thing to say, but it's not true. The thing is, and I think I brought this up on the show before, and I love Godfather 2. It's not a movie that would have stood on its own. It's kind of a sequel and a prequel. But let's suppose you never saw Godfather.
Right.
You would sit there watching Godfather 2 going, what the hell is this? It's a grandfather, a grandson, the back and forth. It would not make any... It's not a stand-on-its-own movie. It would not be able to survive without Godfather.
But couldn't you also say that about Empire Strikes Back? And
I would.
Most people...
That's all crap.
But most people believe that Empire Strikes Back surpasses Star Wars.
But that's not film fans. That's, toy players. That's kids that play with toys. And again, if you get George Lucas off any project, I think it's better. All right, go ahead, Xavier.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was watching that movie, Stand and Deliver, the one with Crazy Joe.
Yeah.
When he's got all those kids up on stage, and he's telling all you guys are expelled. There's one rat bastard with a big nose in the back, fucking Christopher Malpasani.
Yeah, but that's Lean on Me.
He was a
Lean on Me.
Lean
Not
on Me
Stand
is
and
the one.
Deliver. Yeah,
Lean
it's
on Me,
different.
That's the one. I'm sorry. Yeah. Lean
Yeah.
on Me was Crazy Joe. He's just a hood in the back going, fuck you.
That's all you see him.
Christopher is very odd because he's like, sometimes you see him and you're like, this kid's an amazing actor. And next time you see him, you're like, what the hell's this?
Yeah.
He's a little stiff.
So from now on, now that Sopranos is wrapping up, so from now on, is he now Christopher and not Spider anymore?
Yeah.
He's outgrown Spider.
Not to
Spider
me. He's
nickname?
still Spider.
I'm just wondering what we're going to call him now.
I disagree. By season 2 of Sopranos, I totally thought he was Christopher. I really have forgotten about the spider until I watch it. I'm like,
Spider's the greatest scene in the history of film.
Yeah.
It's a great scene.
Now dance for me. Dance for me. That's how I'm feeling right now. You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go out and have cocktails. Why not? I'm seriously. This whole walk the chalk life. Fez, I want you to eat a whole ham. I'm going to have 8 cocktails. You eat a whole ham. I give up trying to be a regular person.
Don't tempt me. I could dig into a ham.
Go ahead.
I got ham cravings.
Do you dream about food?
Totally.
You do?
Yeah.
Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say Mickey Blue Eyes, because it had James Caan from The Godfather, and
Joe.
then it had
Joe.
a bunch of people from The Sopranos. It had the cook.
Why don't you bring up the Joe Piscopo Wise Guys movie? That was the stupidest film. Did you ever see this? Mickey Blue Eyes?
Terrible. It's not a real
Hugh
gangster.
Grant is in it. A ridiculously awful film. Here's Zach. Zach, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I'm bringing up, what, you guys, a bunch of mooks without Mean Streets.
Well, Mean Streets, do you consider that a gangster movie?
I do.
Earl, gangster movie?
No, not at all.
Yeah. I consider that like a coming-of-age film.
But it's Harvey Keitel trying to, make his name for himself in the gangster world, you know?
Yeah, but one part of it. But the overall theme of the movie is not organized crime.
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty important for him to get it in good with his uncle. It's why he hides his whole relationship with the epileptic, De Niro's sister.
I understand. But it's really about all the friends together, that film. That's what it's really about. You're talking about a backstory.
See, I look at it, I agree that it's coming of age, but I think it's coming of age for wise guys. It's cool because it shows wise guys on the lower level, and we're not used to that. We're always used to the
I grew up with that. Goodfellas is basically about that, too. And in a lot of ways, Sopranos was about that till last week when suddenly Vegas sends a plane for Tony after all these years. Up to that point, I never thought that, anybody would send a plane for him.
Nor have we ever seen Tony in Vegas.
No.
He's always going
Atlantic
up to
City.
Atlantic City.
Blue collar.
Or to the one in New York. He goes up to that one.
What one?
The one that the Native Americans own.
You mean
Mohican Sun?
Yeah.
That's not even in New York. That's in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gone up to there a couple times.
Has he, Earl? Because I never remember that.
I don't remember.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Remember he was getting a deal with the one guy who was a Native American?
Oh, yeah, that was a couple years ago. But
Yeah.
I thought that was supposedly in Jersey.
No.
Because remember, didn't Trump bring that up? I can't follow all these things. I'm going to go have drinks today.
Oh, boy. I don't think that.
Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
You said it earlier, Ronnie. Bugsy Malone, greatest gangster movie.
Love Bugsy Malone. You ever see this?
Yeah, I've seen Bugsy Malone. I like it.
Earl, Bugsy?
Yeah.
Fezzy?
Never saw it.
Love it.
It's fun.
It's all little kids being gangsters.
Oh, love that.
Jodie Foster's in it, Chachi, and it's also a musical.
It's very fun.
And the music by Paul Williams. Candy coat head, all his friends, he always seems to be alone. Oh, what a day. Here's Rich. Rich, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Innocent Blood. It has Paulie. It's a vampire movie from the 80s. Has Paulie in it. It has Richie and a couple other guys from The Sopranos.
What is it, Cleaver? Is it like gangsters and...
Nah, it's this vampire who likes drinking Italian blood. Really hot chick. She's running around naked half the movie.
I never heard of this movie before.
Innocent Blood, yeah.
The 80s is the nuttiest time in the history. I mean, silent films are not as wacky as 80s movies.
Yo, boss, as a gangster, what do you think of City of God?
City of God, what is that, Brazilian? Yeah. I like the film. But when I talk about gangster, I mean us. No offense to you. But this is where you and I go take different roads. I don't relate all that much with growing up in Brazil or anywhere in the South American continent. It's a great film, though. Here is Roger. Roger, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, Copland, Harvey Keitel, Five Below.
No, I don't consider those gangster films. Those are cops gone bad films.
Yeah, that's crooked cops.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now, crooked cops, I love those kind of movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the guy brought up Bad Lieutenant. That's one of the best fucking movies of all time.
Love it.
In my opinion.
When he gets those two girls from Jersey and Jackson.
I also like when he shoots the radio.
Put your ass up in the air and let me see your mouth. We never brought up King of New York.
Nope.
It's the great Christopher Walken. You see this one, Fez?
No, I didn't see King of New York.
Never stop watching if you do. It's a terrible movie, but you can't turn it off.
It has like an unbelievable cast too. It's like everyone's like relatively unknown at the time. It's like Wesley Snipes.
Your guy Lawrence Fishburne is great.
Wesley Snipes. David Caruso's in it.
Oh yeah, young David Caruso.
Now, would you consider Untouchables
a gangster film?
A gangster film?
Yeah, it's a mafia film.
It's more about the cops, though. I mean, if we're going about what it's about...
Yeah, but that's a mafia they're actually dealing with. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to know, would you consider The Departed a gangster film?
The Departed? I would consider it a gangster film, Irish gangster.
Yeah, it's an Irish mob story.
Yeah, just like that Hell's Kitchen movie that we love is an Irish gangsters with the Westies, Sean Penn.
Oh, yeah, State of Grace.
Yeah.
God, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, man,
talk about the low level.
That could be in my top three. If I had to do a top three, it would be Miller's Crossing, Goodfellas, State of Grace. Sorry, Godfather.
Wow.
I know I'm shocking the world.
That'd make the top three.
Not top three. It would make top five, though. It would be number 4 would be Godfather 2. Number 5 would be Godfather.
Wow.
It's my top 5 right
Stunning.
there. That's my top 5.
You don't put Bronx Tale in there.
You know why?
You have no place for Bronx Tale.
No, I like Bronx Tale a lot, but it's not in my top 5. For me, it's always about how many times I can rewatch a movie. And while I love Godfather, I can rewatch Goodfellas right now. You put in front of me.
All right. I'll do anything to get you away from that mic. Seriously, anything at all. All I can do to get you to get up and walk away from that mic, I would do.
All right. There's a VCR.
Is it really? What year is this that we got VCR? You know
Fancy.
what? Earl, have you been using that time machine of yours again? All right, quick question, Earl. You have a time machine. What do you do for Fez last Wednesday?
I would have been a lot more. I would have been there for him. I would have actually been in here while they were.
That's all you needed to say for a week. That's all you needed to say. That if you learned from this, that would be the perfect thing. All right, Corporal Upland.
Upham.
Oh, whatever. What's it different? But Upland is near in Chester. It's right on the other side of Brookhaven and near Aston. Not far from the White Sands pool.
Yes, I would have been a lot more.
But Earl, don't expect me to pick you again for stent number 3.
When stent 3 happens, this is going to be what I consider the best day of Pepper Hicks' life. I can't do this. Let's take a break, Earl. Ron and Fez Show.
Ron and Fez. XM 202.
I just got this email. You were invited to a Rockahula Luau by Happy Typing Girl and Bigfoot.
Tea party.
Tea party.
Animal game.
Animal game.
Puppet show. Puppet show. Puppet show. Puppet show. Later we'll have pixie sticks.
Mmm, they're so delicious.
Later we'll have crumbly Rockahula.
It is very difficult to understand exactly the nature of a Rockahula Luau, for it harnesses the power of all the available styles of party and compresses them into one great exotic extravaganza. Tea parties, animal games, puppet shows, pixie sticks, crumpets, and obviously and of course it goes without saying, there will be bowling.
We're gonna bowl tonight. Rocco, Hula, Luau. We're gonna bowl tonight. Rocco, Hula, Luau. Animal game. She's fine. Puppet show. Hula, Luau. Yeah, buddies, it's the Ron and Fez show. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. What's up, Earl?
No, I actually just told Dave that in his headphones, but
I didn't get a note from him. We need a team that's working together. He can't hear you in his headphones at all. Fez, how you feeling your first day back?
A little lightheaded right now, actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little uncomfortable sitting still. Yeah. So I tried to get up and walk around a little bit as we've been going along.
Rollerblade.
No, I can't rollerblade. Not yet, anyway.
That might be the way to go.
No rollerblading for a while. That's what they told me.
Why?
6 weeks before I can start exercising.
Earl, is that anything we have to do?
No.
It's all out of our hands. No. Rick, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I think the funniest gangster flick was Oscar. But the best has to be, something going to be number one.
First of all, you don't even get to go on after saying the word Oscar. Not going to happen. Hey, we brought this up. Jerry Falwell passed away today. I guess it was some kind of heart attack, stroke, something that hit him, huh?
Yeah, they found him unresponsive. They tried to resuscitate him with CPR. That didn't work.
So, he runs basically an empire of all these things. He's been the head of the moral majority and this thing and that, so we have no idea who's next to take over for him.
Yeah, I don't know who his second in command is that would take over that wing of the evangelicals.
See, the Catholics don't go the way. There is no second in command. Everybody goes inside a place, and then you wait for white smoke, and then you have a new pope. But not until you get white smoke.
I love the white smoke.
Very exciting.
So cool.
Very exciting when you get white smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I'm a Catholic, but no, never mind. I just love the white smoke.
Yeah, no matter what you do with, like my ma called me, she yelled, white smoke, quick, turn on the TV, there's white smoke. Like we're, Comanches or something, where we're now waiting for puffs of smoke to give us some kind of news. Ron and Fez show, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Fez Whatley, back in the saddle. You started very strong first hour. Since then, quiet, Fez.
Yeah, sorry about that. It just kind of
trying to see where you are. How you doing?
Yeah, it just kind of wore out a little bit there.
I think you might have come back too soon, or maybe you don't need to come back at full power. You know what I mean? Maybe it's best to do an hour here, hour there, till you feel like you're totally up to it.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I would agree with that.
Well, maybe you're 5 or 10 minutes on. You go and nap on the couch, 5-10 minutes. We bring you back for 5 or 10 minutes until. My only thing is this: why push something? Last time we did everything wrong. Last time you starved yourself and then ate an entire cow,
right?
And that didn't work out. So there's got to be like a gradual thing. Like I honestly was telling you 2 days ago. I'm like, Fez, I know all these guys are on your side. You can get a week or two out of them. But you wanted to come back early. I heard Wiki called you and did something nice.
Wiki, very nice. Set up a car service for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not supposed to be going up steps for a few days.
Really?
So to take the subway, I'd have to climb up some stairs. So he made sure I had a car waiting for me today to bring me to XM.
Very, very nice, Wiki.
And that was just like the beginning. He was saying if I have to go and hire a nutritionist for you to take care of you, I will do that. So, really, really nice.
If you ever need a robot chair to go upstairs anywhere, I can get my hands.
I would love it if we could put one on 57th Street. Yeah. So when he comes out of the subway, he's riding a robot chair.
Like the old woman in Gremlins. We'll just we'll set you up right there. I know a guy. That's all I'm saying.
What's that going to set us back, though?
I know Mr. Doug will give me a deal.
Yeah, well, I don't want to go cost on these things because I don't even know what they're costing.
It's coming out of my pocket.
I worry about this. once you stop taking chairs and use steps and you start riding those old lady chairs,
right?
I think that's the beginning of the end.
Well, why would you ever get out of them again?
Yeah.
If once you were sitting in comfort like that.
I'm going to tell you the truth. Healthy guys would be lined up to take the stair chair.
They're extremely fun. I'm telling you, I rode the prototype.
Did you? It's not a prototype. He didn't invent it.
These things have been around forever.
Well,
Betty Davis rode one in a movie in like 1941.
Right, but Mr. Doug perfected it because in addition to having you...
there's a juice dispenser.
No, but...
he put in the cup holder.
No, but his
That
model...
cup holder will make things either hot or cold.
Oh, that's a good cup holder.
Yeah.
Well, that is a nice feature, but
got him in the new Dodges.
His model is very... It allows you for a lot of comfort, okay? Whereas...
It's like a couch that can take you up?
It's quite big, yes. It's
so a lazy boy that takes you up the steps.
Yeah. It's really nice. It's really fancy.
But see, now aren't like a lot of people going like this? Hey, let's just have a ranch house. You know, when they invented those, they had the old big, stairways and all. Those don't really exist anymore. If you have an old house, yeah.
Yeah. Well, some people do have old houses.
So it's a very niche demo that he's looking there. Elderly people living in old houses. Ron and Fez show, hanging out with you for the next 20 minutes or so. Not sure where this is going. Trying to stay as quiet as humanly possible. But a secret message is coming towards me. And I'm freaked out because I remember the last time this happened where we were. So...
This is like getting test results back.
It really is. It really is.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Very good news. Half good news. At least take the good with the bad.
Half full.
Yeah. Take it easy, brothers. I love those guys, and it's always something. Lord knows it's always something. But, Fezzy, in this world, you never know who you love and who you don't love. You know what I mean?
Right.
I say in for a penny, in for a pound.
You can't pick.
Yeah. Woody Allen told us that. You don't know what you're going to do in this world. Mikey boy, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey guys, when I've been listening to Dave talk about these robot chairs that his future father-in-law produces, he keeps bringing up the movie Gremlins, and it's really not a good way to promote his future father-in-law's product, because I don't know if he remembers this, but the woman who rode the chair up and down the stairs in Gremlins actually gets killed in the chair, so it's a really bad sort of way to...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's Flo from Alice, and she gets shot through the roof.
I don't want that to happen to my grandma.
But that's because the Gremlins were tripwiring it, Mikey. I'm sure if they didn't get into the...
So they're not safety. They're not safe.
Well, if you're going to have little tiny goblins screwing around with the machinery
or children.
Children, they can't set up a...
How will I know? That's my Gami going up and down those stairs. I want to make sure she's perfectly safe.
Yeah, that's not the promotional video that he sends out to prospective clients, is it?
No,
you guys keep talking for a second.
Sure.
I'm sure everyone's Gami or Dodo, Jima, they're all fine. I'm just going through the list of grandfather names.
Because any of those things, any of those products, you can send away for the free video.
Yeah.
And all it is it's a bunch of people and their little rascals or whatever, old people, and they are having the time of their life.
Well, they're quite handy.
And God forbid somebody thinks, well, this is going to be something good for me to get. I heard Eastside Dave on the show talking about it. I'm going to go get Gremlins and see what he's talking about. And then all of a sudden they were worried about their grandmother being shot to the top of a roof.
Yeah.
That's good, Dave.
No, Mikey, you know what I'm saying. It's, well, that's an extreme case.
I'd find another example, though. I think for the sake of his company, I'd find another.
All right, I'll try and find a more handy example possible. And Mikey, it was nice seeing you on Saturday.
It was good. It's a great turnout.
Yeah, for the PAC protest. That HTG did.
I had my own going on. People against coronaries.
Earl didn't show up to yours.
No. And you know what? Also, with those like little rascals and those scooters and things like that, I don't know if your future father-in-law has this thing. They always have in those commercials where nobody pays for one. Yeah, you'll get it free.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they stay in business.
Was it the insurance companies?
I guess so.
Gotta be.
It's an interesting theory.
But then they even say if insurance doesn't cover you, we'll take care of it.
I cannot tell you how weird this whole thing is.
It's bizarre.
Cannot talk about it, though. All right, Mikey boy. Hey, have you apologized to RonFez.net for yesterday to... or maybe that wasn't you. I guess that was Mafia Life Chris.
Yeah.
I want all the boards to come together.
Yeah, no, Mafia Life Chris attacked RonFez.net. I love RonFez.net right now.
Mikey boy?
Yeah.
Now that more than ever, we need all the boards to come together.
Yes.
And to get behind our girl.
Okay, working on it.
Now more than ever.
This is a really time for unity.
Please.
Okay.
Shut your pie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Because you don't even know what line we're walking.
Right.
So, your best saying less.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that to save you.
I know.
All right.
I will.
And you're still talking. So just protect yourself. Just sit there with a red face. But you know what I'm talking about, right, Mikey boy?
I think I do. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right, my friend.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Ron and Fez show. What time are we out today, Earl?
In about 10 minutes.
Here's Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah, how are you, pal?
All right, I got a better example for Eastside Dave there for the chairlift in Gremlins.
What's that?
In the Seinfeld episode where George is faking a leg injury. And he's walking around with the cane, and then they get him the chairlift.
Yeah.
For the office.
Okay. But George was also a liar.
I thought he had that little three-wheel thing.
He had both. They were doing that montage.
Yeah, he had both. They put in the chairlift for him.
I didn't know he had a chairlift. So these things, Dave calls them the prototype.
Yeah.
They've been around forever. Forever. Here is Sal. Sal, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good, Sal. What can we do for you today?
Fezzy, listen, once you start, I'll lend you my Segway until you start feeling better. How about that?
Oh, thank you. I think I'll be fine, though.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't... You know, the Segway, it looks cool and everything, but until everybody's got one out there, I'm still going to feel a little self-conscious using it.
Okay, well, if you want it, it's there.
I know it's supposed to be the future, but it still looks a little embarrassing to me.
It's good for you to walk anyway. It's going to start with the rehabilitation process.
All right. Feel better, guys.
Thank you. I appreciate the offer.
That's what we want to do, is change everything. You know, we want to keep all the... Hey, one more thing. I've decided, by the way, Fez,
yes?
I will not be smoking in front of you anymore.
They think it was your secondhand smoke that may have caused the blockage.
See, that hurts. That hurts. And I won't be doing that, and I'm seriously considering not drinking for 2 weeks in front of you.
Why just 2 weeks?
Well, I mean, if we have a bar 9 in, like, July, I want to have fun.
Right.
It's not going to be that much fun to go to a bar and not drink. But for 2 weeks.
So I'm getting a lousy 2-week commitment out of you.
Yes. Unless I go to a bar 9 this Friday for someone's birthday, maybe. Then I can't necessarily give you that commitment.
Why even bother? Why even throw these things out there?
Well, it's something I want to do for you.
It's not helping.
Okay. Well, I'll try. All right, no, I'm going to stick with it.
You want to go sit with Colonel Upton?
No, I don't. Okay.
Or Corporal?
Corporal Upham, I am going to... I'm going to stick with it, yeah. For 2 whole weeks, no drinking in front of you. And that's a promise.
Don't even bother.
Oh.
If it's only 2 weeks, don't even bother.
I thought you would like that.
How is it going to help me? How is it going to keep me from stunt the third?
Well, I want to give you a nice example of water drinking and things of that.
I'm not going to live by your example. Trust me, as I try to rehabilitate this heart of mine.
And no cheese. Mm-mm.
Hey, you're on Ron and Fez.
Fezzy, it's Johnny Hard Rock. I wanted to welcome you back.
Johnny!
Hey, Johnny.
How are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. Don't worry about me. Worry about you.
Yeah, well, you know, as soon as you were done bragging about all your heart tests coming back, crystal clear, picture perfect. You put the jinx on me.
Sorry. I was calling to offer maybe we can go for like walks in the park together.
Oh, nice.
Once you're better between shows, I can meet you. We'll go for a quick walk in the park because I got a few pounds to lose here and there.
Yeah, well, exactly. Not to, say anything disparaging. You're being nice, but we're walking along, and you're the healthy one? You're the healthy one in this duo?
The picture of health. Look at me. Well, I'm glad you're back.
Yeah. It's my stinking genes. It's my stinking genetics that did it to me.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Hard Rock Johnny.
Welcome back.
Thanks, pal.
See ya.
Would it hurt him to put a salad on the menu at the Hard Rock Cafe? Everything's chicken tenders and cheeseburgers.
Hey, guys. Coming up next, and Fezzy, the reason why I was up, I was waiting for this press release to come in. We're talking about it's a really odd day today. Coming up next is the replay of the Ron and Fez show. We're going to be, for a while, running the replays on Ron and Fez here on 202. I am going to read this real quick, and you and I, as well as everybody on the show, is not to comment on it. I talked to the bosses, and then I've also talked to O&A, who also said to me, don't comment on this. Just let it go, because, again, these are weird times. We want to do the best and let the people who are negotiating such things back and forth be the ones to deal with it. So I'll just read a piece of the press release here. This is from XM Radio. Announced today that the company has suspended Greg Opie Hughes and Anthony Cumia, host of the Opie and Anthony show, and ceased broadcast of the show for 30 days, effective immediately. XM Radio deplored the comments aired on the Opie and Anthony show last week. At the time, the company strongly expressed its views to Opie and Anthony, and they issued an immediate apology. Comments made by Opie and Anthony on yesterday's broadcast put into question whether they appreciate the seriousness of the matter. The management of XM Radio decided to suspend Opie and Anthony to make it clear that our on-air talent must take seriously the responsibility that creative freedom requires of them. And then the rest of it is just stuff about XM Radio. So, there you have it. For the next 30 days, O&A suspended from XM Radio. That's a 30-day suspension. Now, I will say this for us. In order for us to support our friends, support the company, and letting O&A work this out with XM the way it needs to be done, it's best for us not to let this show get in the way of that. I have opinions, you have opinions, the callers have opinions, but if you are like us, you have your friends involved in this, the best thing for us not to do is to use this place for a format to express those opinions. Everybody knows places where you can. Everybody knows if you want to drop emails to check with O&A, to check with XM. There's plenty of places for you to do that. But there's no sense, it does not help to use this station now, which of course is being monitored by all kinds of people who did not used to listen. This is not the place to do it, so we're not going to be doing that. Again, that also comes not just from the bosses, but O&A said that to me. So that's the best thing. That's the best way that we personally can help to get things back on track and where we're all comfortable with them and where everybody's happy again. So next 30 days, that's the way it's going to go. And it looks like not only will we not have the guys live on the air, but we're not going to be rebroadcasting a best of stuff here on XM. It will not be run on XM. So there you have it. Earl, a lot of this started when you didn't back Fez up. It's kind of put a bad luck jinx into everything. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to forget about that as well.
Why, thank you, Ron.
Let's drop that. Let's never bring that up again. Fezzy, I know it's stressful for you. I know you were upset earlier when we were talking with the guys. But, again, for you, we got to get you back up and running.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Dave, for you, you've got to be a little less Dave than you've ever been before.
Okay.
Someday maybe the whole Dave will come out. Don't be that Dave right now.
Okay.
And again, use this time. I know you go on the web. Let's try to pull everybody together. Let's try to find a place where everybody can sit down, talk about this. Looks like this is the new environment that we all live and work in. Last thing we need is any kind of anger and, shooting from the hip. Let's take our time with this. Fezzy, you're going to come back in. Where would you say you put yourself right now?
Right now, I'd say I feel like a 5.
50%.
Yeah, 50% right now.
I'll take it. That's 50% or more of you than we had yesterday.
True.
So I'd rather have half a Fez than been sitting in here going like this. Pepper Hicks, tell me again, what's your major? You know what I mean? I'm just really lying about my interest in others. So it's good to have you back, buddy. And I'm glad
so
that
good
you
to
are.
see you.
Yeah, it's great to have you in here, and this is where you belong. All right, so strange days indeed. We will see how they work out. And I honestly believe if everybody has cool heads and is able to sit down and work this thing out properly, that we'll get back to the place that we all want to be at. In the meantime, let's listen to this song.
Things like that drive.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow, right after Ron and Fez.
I watched it for
that's the end of my show. Donk.
I like to watch things on TV. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of. Satellite's gone way up to Mars. Soon it'll be filled with parking cars. I watched it for a little while. I love to watch things on TV. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of. I've been told that you've been bold with Harry, Mark, and John. Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday to Thursday with Harry, Mark, and John. Satellite's gone up to the skies. Things like that drive me out of my mind. I watched it for a little while. I love to watch things on TV. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of. Satellite.
Ron Bennington, Fez Whatley. It's the Ron and Fez Show.